Give me the meat, and give it to me raw.
Be on your guard. There are older and fouler things than orcs in the deep places of the world.
From the beginning, we knew she couldn't do this alone. Every good quest needs a fellowship.
But you have not seen what I have seen.
I have seen my share.
You have not seen what I have
seen. We don't change anything, but we interpret everything in this incredible, unique way. Everyone was cast because they were the absolute best person for the role.
One thing we can do, better than any creature in all Middle-earth, we stay true to each other with our hearts even bigger than our feet.
Second Age is the great unfilmed story in Tolkien's entire legendarium, with the forging of the rings and the last alliance. And we felt that that was the story that deserved to be told.
There's a tempest in me. It swept me to this island for a reason.
Oh, always weird. Enough with the quail sauce. Give me the meat, and give it to me raw.
Looks like meat back on the menu, boys!
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
Country.
Ken.
Who is that?
Commander of the Northern Armies. Guyladriel.
Oh, it's cringe every time. It's like the second time we've watched it ourselves the past few minutes.
Oh my god.
Cringe every goddamn time. Oh, welcome, my lords and ladies, to This Is Mordor Country, where we are going to rip this show asunder once again. We were not denied a total shitstorm, a total cluster F. This is bad. This is so bad. All right. Let me say hi to my panel. Welcome back, Lady Balrog. How you doing tonight, Lady Balrog?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm actually fine. I'm okay. I survived. We all survived. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Because I'm ready for this. All right. We are joined by Son of Joxer.
Hello.
How are you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm doing fine. I would definitely like to ask the chat about walls tonight. I want to talk a lot about walls. Like, if you're in a battle situation, are you pro-wall? Are you anti-wall? Do you prefer walls? Do you prefer not walls? Yeah. I'm just saying it's going to be a crucial question as to whether or not you enjoy this episode.
It's Biden's America, anti-wall.
Oh, deep cut. That's a deep cut. That's a deep cut by Jed, the Hollywood scholar. Oh, but Jed, you lost it on this one, didn't you?
Yeah, this one broke me. It touched me in the bad place a lot, repeatedly.
With how many fingers?
All of them.
See, here's the thing.
I was a puppet. It was that bad. I was a hand puppet. It was that bad.
Oh no.
See, normally, when we're gonna go on that direction, Lady B's here as our shield when we're gonna talk about giant tits. But Now she's just here to ride the misogyny train of male sexual jokes. So,
what do you mean? I'm all about titties. Bring it on.
There are no titties in this episode.
Sister in this episode.
I know. No sister.
Well, you could say Mount Doom is just a big titty bag.
It's a leaky titty bag, I guess. I don't know. But
you've seen House of the Dragon, haven't you?
I like reading.
There's some leaky titty bags in that.
Well, there's no. But see, here's the. This episode has no leaky titty bags. It has Morphin Clark. I don't care. Muriel in her weird scale mail armor that I think jiggled at one point. I'm not sure. And honestly, Bronwyn, I know that actress has some boobs, but that dress is hiding it on. But when she was on her side, bleeding out, they were almost hanging out. I will say that. Dermy, Wormy, one of my co-hosts for Anime Odyssey. Are you regretting being on the panel yet?
Yeah, because it started dawning on me after I asked to come on that I have to watch this show twice now.
I know, that's the worst part.
Why would you do that? I only watch it once.
Yeah, technically.
Because I wanted to be informed, and I could only get through it halfway this time around. It was so awful.
This is my second watch. What we do now with this is my second time watching. I only do the first one, but it was yesterday. It's still fresh in my weird mind memory. Oh, we're ready for this. What do we have on this tonight? We have once again the passage of time. These writers, these hacks, do not comprehend the passage of time. At the same time, we learn they don't understand geography. They don't understand practical tactics and strategy for combat.
Nope.
They forget that people are maybe wounded in a certain way. And I'm going to admit right up front now, whether you've seen my review or not, I made a couple of errors, or one thing I made an error on, and people have tried to catch me on it, and I've admitted it, but it still didn't make sense. We'll get to that. And I missed a couple of things, which of course makes me a little angry because I believe myself to be quite observant, and when I miss something, it bugs the hell out of me. And let's see. We are one step closer. I haven't even had anything to drink. We are one step closer to Sauron putting a tempest inside Guyladriel. We are
I hope this happens. I'm going to be so disappointed if it doesn't, and I'm worried that we're not going to see it.
We can just hire an artist to get that catharsis for us.
But
just go on Tumblr. There's probably
I might have
already
an
art of
image.
it.
You might.
I might have an image that I can find and we can pull up later.
Pull it up. But see, we have 2 episodes left. 2 episodes left, and according to what we've now all been made aware of repeatedly by the shills in the stands, this is the only action episode. This was it. The remaining 2 hours of this season, God help us, is all talky, all walkie and talkie.
Always.
And I bet there'll be much Harfoot stinkiness, much Harfoot evils that will go on still to come. So we got that. This was it. This was the big bang, literally, in this episode.
This was their Helm's Deep. This was their battle episode.
Well, speaking of Big Bang, there is one important thing that we did learn from this episode that I think is of value to all of us. There's no sound.
Okay. Oh. See, I made a very I made a straight-faced sex joke about the sword in the hole in my review. I kept my face straight the whole time. I didn't even react to my own joke. I made it work. But yeah.
And we've all learned something here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because according to Twitter, we're all incels, so it's very important.
Yeah.
I'm an incel.
Yeah, you achieved the title.
You're an incel.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
We have cookies on Wednesdays.
The show isn't just entertaining; it's educational.
Is there punch and pie? Is there punch and pie? Is there punch and pie?
Possibly.
All right. Let's say hello and howdy to the chat. I see Legatus Legionist, one of my mods, one of my regulars, here to keep the peace. I see Jaden Hamilton. Good evening to you, young man. Going down. I see some jocks. I'm hearing an echo.
It might be me again.
You need to put your headphones on. And I see that Tathishby Matt is here to catch us in the lore from the chat side. Going on down. Algrim the Strong, good evening to you, fine sir. How are you? And I see True Crime Scotsman. Welcome to the stream. Review Arvita. Hello. Kev Gross. Hello to you. And if anybody else, Homeboy, welcome. And anybody else just watching and chilling out, you don't have to chat. We're just happy to have you here on what is always a busy Saturday night. We're happy you've chosen to join us. And if you're watching on the replay, we hope you enjoy the rest of the stream. Uh-oh. Oh, no. No. Oh, no.
Lady Balrog wanted it.
This never honestly, this one does not get old.
Yes.
Well, she does have a dick dagger.
True.
She does have a dick dagger.
Well, she was mansplaining in that conversation in the woods, so.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll get into it. That scene.
If they hadn't been interrupted, you know, he puts her hand on the leg and goes, "What the fuck is that? Behold the madness of the elves. Sit down and despair."
How about sit on it and despair?
Sit on it and despair.
Yes. All right, thanks, Derby. Yes.
You think she'll make her pony face when she rides him?
I know, but yeah.
No, I don't think
scary.
anything can make her that happy.
No.
Not even the horse in this episode.
Unless he's wearing a saddle, no.
All right.
No, apparently everyone thinks that's Shadowfax. They still think it's Shadowfax.
Oh, dear.
And he gets left to wander around the Rohan fields. That's how he got from Numenor.
All right, without further ado, let's get this started. We don't want to be here all night. My audio's a little low. Maybe if I just do that. Okay. All right. Okay, so as always, we EFAP this. We use the EFAP method so that the algorithm ignores me. All right. Where did we leave off last week? Oh, yeah.
I don't want to think about that.
The orcs were marching on the little tower. That's where we left off. And the Numenorians just set sail. From Numenor. Yeah. They just left. And thanks to Matt showing us maps and Jed and Joxer doing a little look at the geography and stuff, we know how far away this was. Joxer, were you the one that laid out how far away it was?
I think Jed was talking about it's like
it was Jed,
wasn't it like 500 some miles?
No, so according to
this,
this,
it was Jed.
Yeah, according to this map, it's actually 16. I don't know if this map is wrong,
wow.
But it's saying it's 16.
Damn. So that's at least a third of the length of the United States.
Yeah, it's like the equivalent of an Atlantic Ocean, basically, in between Numenor and the coastline.
It's quite expansive, and the ships of that type at most averaged about 10 miles an hour. If they were really chugging it, they could have gotten up to 15 to 20.
It's like they don't show any oarsmen, so it's like if all they're relying on is sail power, then
we see no oarsmen, and we're gonna.
Where would you put the horses if there were oarsmen, though?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh no, stop.
Where
we're
do you
gonna get
put
to that.
everything?
No. Save it.
Yeah,
okay.
we have an actual stable scene,
right?
Which we are gonna. We have all that to get in on that.
Bring it on. Bring on the pain.
All right, so go ahead.
Oh, just real fast while we're still recapping the other episode. I think it's important to note that there were thousands upon thousands of orcs approaching the Elven Tower. That's important for later. We'll just
legions.
Note that one away.
Last episode, when Adar grabbed the orc's arm and had him burn it, and asked him what does it feel like it burns, he said in that scene, get the legions, summon forth the legions.
Yeah, there's not even enough for one legion in this episode. And it's also important to note that Arondir said they'd be attacking within hours or days, so it's not like they had a siege that lasted weeks to make up for the time difference.
Yeah. And they got there.
There's also a detail in last episode. If you blink, you might have missed it, where they showed a horse being hoisted on a crane.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we talked about that last week. Yeah.
Okay, we
and good 20 minutes on that.
Yeah.
That's a point that I brought up, and I brought it up this week. When we get there, we'll talk about.
Okay.
I wanted a mustering grounds. We didn't get it. All right, so that's where we left off, and that's all that matters because we only deal with the Southlanders and the Numenorians and the orcs. That's all who we deal with this week.
Yay,
that was like the only point of praise I gave this episode.
Yeah, it was much easier to keep track of everything. All right, so we started with Adar with the seeds and before battle, when there's going to be death, we have to show that new life must grow.
That was so weird. Like,
It
what's
was
going
weird.
on?
And it's this seed metaphor that they roll with throughout the episode, and it comes back later. And I harp on it. We were talking about it in pregame with the seeds and baby mama Bronwyn, and it's just
It doesn't make sense that he's still doing elven traditions if he, hates elves and is breeding like a rabbit.
Yeah, especially when we learn his origins in this episode. We learn what he is. So here's Adar, and then he's bringing what people are calling the clan rally. They're calling it a clan rally.
Like ORKKS.
Yeah. Other streams reviews call it a clan rally.
Male and female orcs. He's very inclusive.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, you're right. I glossed over that myself yesterday.
There's some fat ones too.
Yep, it's the same argument for. It's the same argument for Star Wars wanting representation in the space Yahtzees. Like, do you really want representation among the?
And let's ask a question.
Right.
Which one is the female orc?
I do think I saw a female orc, but it's a split moment. It's a little bit later, and
there's a close up on one of them. There's a close up on one of them. It's the average Twitter user.
All right. Oh, okay. Well,
I saw one that looked like a Twitter user.
Well, they all look like Twitter users. They're all black-blooded, soulless monsters.
This is a question that I have. The one I was talking about is near the end when they're cheering. Okay. But the question I had is: these are orcs. Do they normally need inspirational speeches? They're just kind of like evil. Do what Big Daddy says.
Yeah. Well, is this the one that is the female?
Not the one that I saw.
Okay. Well, anyway, but all right. So, we might as well get to it right now because it'll kind of make sense. We'll come back to it later, but it's revealed that Adar is an original orc, one of the original twisted and deformed orcs of Morgoth.
Excuse me, it's Uruk.
Am I racist now? Am I racist?
Well,
come on,
according to Twitter,
you want to.
Yeah. Well, according to Twitter, people think that orcs are a metaphor for black people.
I know. It's the. Can we go back to our normal timeline where this kind of shit where we wouldn't have this show in a normal timeline. In our normal timeline, not this darkest timeline we exist in, we wouldn't have this. We wouldn't be talking about orcs are supposed to be metaphors for black people. We wouldn't have
They're
this.
not human.
I know.
And then it's important to note that Guyladriel, if that is true, Guyladriel calls for a racial cleansing.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll get to that. That whole scene is it's one hypocrisy after another in that scene.
She goes full German man with a funny mustache.
Yep.
Yeah. How do people think she's a hero?
Okay, we'll get to
that.
that.
Something wrong.
We'll get to that. Hopefully within the next 2 hours, we'll get to that. Anyway, so the inspirational speech, my orc brothers and sisters. Now, I got to ask, here's what I wonder. And I'm again, I want to bring it up now because we've got all the orcs in front of us and they're all going to be mostly dead by the time we come back to this part of the discussion. If he is orc daddy right now, if he is one of the orc primes and he's fathering all these orcs, isn't it incest?
Probably.
I mean,
wait, did they breed them like people like have children or is
that's what we're left to wonder. That's what we have to guess. I mean,
possibly.
It's the Uruk-hai for Sauron that spawn.
Those are genetically created. Those are basically alchemy creations.
These still breed like normal species as far as I'm aware. It just heightens fast.
Well, they made the whole issue in the lead up to the series. They're female orcs. What they're trying to tell us that means they're having sex and making babies.
Well, and shouldn't he be calling them sons and daughters, not brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I guess. Well, let's lead up to the bad writing. They wanted that reveal at the end. So he has them call them brothers and sisters here. Otherwise,
he's been calling himself the father of orcs before this episode.
Don't think, just consider.
Oh yeah, they forget what happened the last episode.
The sad thing is with this guy is that he's like the only one that has like actual like parental concern about his children.
Unless he's grabbing an arm and making it burn. Then he's
true.
That's a common trope in woke TV shows and movies and stuff, is that the only people that they write with any sort of complexity and skill are the villains. I mean, look at Walker from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He was the only actual character.
I thought he was actually the hero.
He's the hero.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
They make villains into heroes. Not the one that I was thinking of.
Damn it.
But maybe.
No. I can't.
It's hard to tell, but there's one that I specifically is like,
It's-
yep, yeah, there it is.
I thought that's Fat Orc. I thought that's a dude.
That's Fat Orc. The
No,
next
that's
time I
average,
shoot out-
that's average Twitter user. They them.
Fat Orc's gonna die in about 5 minutes. He's gonna get crushed
Yeah.
by stone.
Yeah,
there's one in the crowd here in a little bit, and you can see it in the background, and it's just this orc with multicolored hair. I'm telling you, I saw it, and it was the weirdest thing ever. No, I mean, I actually like Adar, even though he seems more like a good person, though he's a bad guy.
He doesn't do anything nearly as bad as a Guyladriel.
Yeah, in one of this crowd, I saw somebody that kind of looked like a female. If you just
Maybe.
pause on the crowd and look upon it.
Well, with the logo on, we can't really tell, but
Yeah.
I think I know. I think I remember seeing something like that because I was actually looking when he said sisters. I was looking for the female orcs, and I wondered. That's why I wanted to talk about it. Where are they? They made such a big deal out of it. All right, so here we go. They're marching on the keep. Let's
It's
let them
hard
go.
to see with the text, but look at that beautiful wall right there in front of the keep.
Well, Joxer's got it for us. I'm going to pause. I'm going to bring up Joxer. He's got a nice screen during the daylight because let's remember this entire episode is shot in the dark. Now, I didn't have a problem seeing anything because my monitor's pretty good.
Sure.
Yeah.
But a lot of people
There
are
were a few
complaining.
moments, yeah.
They were having
I
Game
had
of Thrones season 8 flashbacks on this one.
For me, it was worse than season 8. I had more trouble than I did.
Yeah, this is worse
the
than
long
that.
night.
Okay, so the bridge that those orcs are walking over there's at least a 20-foot drop into the dam, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lovely wall in front of the watchtower. There's an enclosure, and the front wall there is at least 25. I mean, you can see the figures walking on the wall there. That wall is at least 30 feet tall. And they have lovely wooden parapets for archers to stand on both sides of the gate.
And if she wanted to look
But
important,
no meticulation.
Bronwyn could be at the top of the spire shouting useless orders. If she wanted to look important.
And what's important here is that this is defensible space. It's like you have a little tiny choke point there. You could very easily collapse that bridge and they can't get to you.
Like whoever built the watchtower chose the correct location. This is the most easily defensible location we've seen in the series so far.
All right, now we're going to stop right there. But now let's think about this, though. Remember who's in here? Bronwyn.
Yes.
Bronwyn.
She's retarded.
Who's retarded, and they have no supplies. So let's say they followed Lady Beast, excellent advice, and collapse the bridge, hoping that reinforcements are going to come.
Yeah.
And they can withhold the siege, make the orcs build a second bridge. That would take a couple days where they'd have to build a wooden bridge. And even then, you could be shooting arrows at them the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bronwyn, in her infinite wisdom, forgot supplies. So they're not equipped for a siege in the most defensible position in the valley.
And it was made clear in the last episode, it was her idea to collapse the tower as well.
Well, I think both she and Baby Daddy came up with it at the same time.
They both kind of looked at each other
The
and
tower!
looked at the tower at the same time, and it was a close one.
There's also...
Well, I thought she was looking at it because she really...
So on the other side
Wait, you guys, look at the tower, okay?
Yeah.
It's too phallic, so they have to destroy it because it's a patriarchy.
Oh.
So on the other side of this bridge, there's a waterfall. There's a secondary bridge underneath there, and there's a switchback, which is a very narrow zigzag path that goes up the side of the mountain. I mean, imagine if you had just, I don't know, giant bales of hay, you could roll down that hill and all kinds of things off that switchback.
And if the tower was so easy to collapse, just use the rubble from that collapse and throw it down at them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I believe
all I'm hearing is
did do
bigotry.
that. I believe she did say we have to go to the tower. We can't stay at the village.
Yep,
that's the whole point.
We're going to be back at the village.
She was doing that whole, you're a sexist for not listening to me because you want to stay in the town. And then she takes them right back to the town.
I'm such a great leader. And I'm going to be praised by Muriel at the end for being so awesome when I've made every horrible decision that led us to this point.
And it's a Rondir who saved them, not her, and he gets zero credit.
We got to hold our tongue. Anyway, we know we've been talking about how this is where you should have had your defense, but it was impossible because Bronwyn sucks.
Yes.
And if she is in charge, as everybody says, she's in charge over and over again. she made
Just
it
in case you
impossible.
forgot.
Yeah, she made it impossible to make use of this only best defensible position in the valley because she didn't bring supplies.
Yeah.
And then she didn't let anybody go look for supplies when they had the chance before the orc legions, and we use that lightly, legions, before they mustered and before they gathered. So they had nothing.
Oh God!
What did you just
True
think?
crime Scotsman might be onto something.
What?
Oh no! Oh, okay. We can't talk about that. YouTube doesn't like us talking about real science like that. Anyway, they go in and it's this one thing. They're all gone. The elf isn't here, and then the thing is, I can smell him.
Well, just real fast, at this moment, I actually got a little excited because the last 2 episodes, they act like it was impossible to leave, like leaving wasn't an option. And when they weren't here, I'm like, oh, did they finally decide to just get out of the Southlands and try to find help somewhere else? Just run for it? Because
run for your
even
lives.
though this is good defensible position, it's the better of the 2 options. They're still going to lose because of how many orcs there are. Even this tower, they're still not going to win. So their best option was to leave. I'm like, oh, thank God they left. Someone was smart enough in this episode. No, they did the dumbest thing out of those 3 options: leaving, staying, or going back to the village. Of course, they did the dumbest one.
Now, Arendir, he's hiding out right here, and now he's going to do the greatest feat of awesome ever with 1 arrow and a swift kick.
God,
he's going to bring down the tower.
Dumb.
Well, it's made even dumber. Why did he start just randomly shooting orcs? Wait till they're in and then just shoot the tower.
Yeah, why does he call attention to himself before he tries shooting the tower latch or whatever it was?
Because he has to look cool doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he has to do this with his freaking bow.
I'm surprised
The
he wasn't
equivalent of a
shooting like
gangster.
3 arrows.
I mean, here comes.
Yeah.
Shit. Yes. Look at that.
I totally believe he could make that shot. I just don't believe that one rope is holding up the tower.
And I don't believe. Yeah, that's it. That was one of my major complaints in this scene. This whole thing with the tower falling. I mean, Jox, you were talking about that a minute ago. This doesn't make any sense.
Well, like we saw in that picture I showed you, the tower is actually wider at the bottom and narrow at the top. So
yeah,
gravity can hold that tower in place. It doesn't need wooden brackets on the outside. There's no pressure being applied to the walls of the tower that would cause it to bow out. So
I always thought that was just
like scaffolding that they just left on and didn't take off. It's not holding anything in place.
Yeah.
But they act like, well, if we just strip off those wooden brackets, all of a sudden the tower collapses. It makes no sense at all.
But Jeremy brings up a great point. We all thought that was just some sort of design on the outside of this tower,
right?
For 6 episodes. No, it was the whole thing that was holding the tower up.
Yeah,
for
it looks like an aesthetic
centuries.
choice. It doesn't look structural because in reality it would not be structural at all.
No,
it wouldn't. You would have to use some sort of cement structure. Usually, they had a primitive cement back that time frame to hold that stuff together. So you're just having ropes and wood hold that together. That doesn't make sense.
Makes zero sense.
There are bell towers in Germany that don't use mortar, that are just stones stacked on top of each other, that have stood for over 1,500 years.
Now let me pose this to you,
because they don't fall down by themselves.
This tower was built by servants of Morgoth because it's got that whole Sauron. It's got that mechanism that Sauron put in there. And we'll get to the whole ludicrousy of this whole mechanism later on.
Yeah, I suppose.
Was this supposed to be a flashback to like Fellowship with that tower of Sauron and?
Yeah, I think this is Helm's Deep.
It's supposed to be Helm's Deep.
Yeah,
but you think about it though. This thing has been standing, let's say, for thousands of years. If it was from the First Age, when Morgoth
they built it during the War of Wrath.
Yeah, so that means this thing's been up for thousands. Ropes would not have lasted that long.
No.
No. All it took was three seconds of thought about physics and wear and tear and weather wearing them down. So it's just
and an interesting point is if the tower is already in that bad of a condition after that long and it was built at the same time as the dam, wouldn't the dam be equally decayed and rotting and the mechanisms inside of it shouldn't just work smoothly? I mean, machinery after 1,000 years kind of wears down.
Well, you notice we don't see what the actual mechanism looks like because they didn't.
We see the rock pull back, and that is way too. That's way too smooth in and of itself.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, the problem is you're using logic, and these people don't use logic.
Of course.
Yeah.
So bigotry.
Don't think, just consume.
Yes.
All right, and here we come to the next part. Oh, let's leave it on. Let's leave it on this piece of crap. I posed this to you guys in the pregame when we were gearing up for this. How did they get by the orcs?
Well, we also skipped over the part where Adar just he just stands there waiting for the rock to fall on him.
That's true. And there's no rubble where the statue's at, but that's later too.
I pointed that out at the end of my review. It just so happens nothing landed. The whole damn thing collapsed, but the spot where the sword needs to be inserted, all rigid and hard, was left completely free.
So if the plan was to collapse the tower in order to take out orcs, they could have at least buttressed just one side of the tower so it would fall in a certain direction, so it would fall forward on top of everyone. It just falls in on itself and doesn't actually cause the maximum amount of damage you would want. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. Remember, they have no tools.
Okay.
But apparently, in the next 3 hours, they're going to make all the weapons they need.
That's right.
Right, yeah, they do that.
All the tools are back at the inn.
Yeah.
They left all their weapons and their food back at the village.
Yeah. In a village that had already been ransacked by the orcs.
Right.
There should be nothing left. All right, we're going to get there. Right now, she says...
I'd almost be okay with them getting through
at the tower in the distance, and... if they can see the torches of the orcs, shouldn't the orcs be able to see their torches out in the field?
And let's be honest, why aren't the surviving orcs rampaging towards them right now?
Yeah.
Because it's not that far. They got this far in that
apparently
time.
It isn't.
Even though they must have crossed paths with the orcs on the road. If it had been like a day in between, it's like, all right, they snuck out during the daytime. In this show, orcs can't go out in the daytime sometimes. If they just done it during the daytime.
Sometimes.
If they just done it during the daytime, I'm like, all right, at least they thought about it. But this one's like, middle of the night, army's coming at you, and we have torches out and lanterns out. Yeah, we're just invisible,
I think wasn't it here where they're like, we're going to defend this bridge, and it's like a bridge over a culvert. Yeah, defensible space, guys.
You could jump over the culvert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did they go back to the village at all?
Because they're retarded.
Well, again, this gets back to my question. Do you prefer walls or no walls? Do you prefer an easily defensible position, or do you prefer a village on an open plain to be attacked from all
directions?
Why.
Because there's no room to copy and paste all the Numenorian soap
the truth
in a tower fight. No room to copy and paste that cavalry. And we're gonna stop on that. Don't worry, we're gonna get there. All right. So, like you guys said, they're choosing to go back to the indefensible village, and we have a nice still of that. I'll bring up a still.
And they left the village because it was indefensible, but suddenly it's defensible. And they left because they saw one orc. So they're like, oh, there might be 20 orcs. It's too much for us. We can't defend this village. We got to go. And now there's thousands of orcs. And they're like, you know what? The village, we can defend that now. Couldn't against 20, but totally fine against 1,000.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's
one
so bad. It's just
that's the power of friendship, guys.
But
it's the power of horniness. It's what
we have to take it. We have to leave the Southland, which is maybe only a couple miles away at this point, because here are the Numenorians. Now we can't quite see them because of the overlay, but there are the ships, all three of them,
packed and it's with horses. Very dark right now, which is weird considering how bright it is in about 30 seconds.
Yeah. That moon is in a spot where it's not quite setting yet. No.
Yeah, the dawn just suddenly like explodes like twice in this episode.
Yeah, all right. We have that's kind of supposed to be like Two Towers. There's a lot of that in this episode. There's a lot of member-berry moments where they have their own rephrasing of lines or moments.
There's several, but at least in Two Towers, like it was getting light for a while beforehand.
Yeah,
like he saw it through the window. They was getting brighter outside when they were fighting.
Yeah, I forgot to mention a couple of them in my review, but I mentioned two, but there were like at least 2 or 3 more moments that were that. But we got here now. Isildur wakes up middle of the night, because it is the middle of the night, like Jed just pointed out, and Sauron is going to watch him go in there. And here we go. Now we're going to spend a little bit on this here. Lady Bellfire brought it up before.
The horses.
The horses.
Dude.
This is the
Boats
stable
aren't big enough
in the ship. Now you can't quite see it because we got here because of the overlay, but there are at least 8 to 10 horses in full horse stables in this scene.
It's worse than that.
How worse?
Well, supposedly there's supposed to be 100. There's only 20. And so even at best, like, where's the others? And this is a 10-foot ceiling. If you're having it below the decks, they should be 7 or 8. Like, if you've ever seen a real ship, you're cramped below decks. You gotta value every square meter. This one, it's just we go a foot below the water, but we have 10 feet of TARDIS level interior stables. That ceiling is way too high.
I made that joke in my review with the express purpose of you being here tonight. They are not bigger on the inside. These are not bigger on the inside. And
it's the retardus.
When I was a kid, I took my stepdad took me to New York to whatever aircraft carrier was docked there as a museum, and we took a tour of a 1980s United States aircraft carrier, and that in modern technology, built in the modern times, it's cramped as hell, and that thing's essentially a floating city with 5,000 crew members. This is not realistic. Jed is absolutely right. There's no room that he should not be able to walk.
In order to put stables on a ship, you need a barge.
We said that last week. You're exactly right, Josh. We said that last week. Where are the barges to carry the 300 horses and supplies? So think about this. We saw those ships. We've seen these ships several times. How are these ships carrying a cavalry? This is a cavalry army. This is not an infantry army. This is a cavalry army.
Horses' food takes up way more space than anything else. You need hay bales, you need a ship full of hay bales to feed 300 horses.
Yeah, seriously.
But guys, they're only going there. It's only going to take them a day to get to Middle Earth. So they could.
As long as they don't plan on taking the horses back to Numenor, as long as they don't plan on leaving the horses in Middle Earth, they're fine.
They get to this. To get to this point, you need to dismiss so much logic.
Yeah.
About what's going on here. And this is, like everybody said, it's the fallacies of all this, the inaccuracies, the illogical stuff. That's what's pissing me off the most. I mean, the lore breaks are bad, but they are just throwing physics out the window. They're throwing logic out the window. They're throwing common sense out the window.
Well, we know that biology is bigoted, so why not physics too?
Damn it, Jed.
Everything's bigoted. Logic's bigoted. Every little thing, when you poke a hole at this show, it's just a bigoted. We're all bigots.
Yeah. Well, I am proud to be with my fellow bigots on this show. I'm proud.
Oh, I thank you.
You guys affirm the racism that I suffer from. Anyway. So now this disgusted me right here. He feeds, I guess it's his horse that we're going to get later on. And this isn't much of anything, but I was disgusted when he feeds the horse the apple and then starts eating it himself on
Have
deck.
these people never been around a real horse? Because I grew up around horses. They mouths is nasty, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up around cows. Cows.
Yeah, cows are
same
worse.
equal of nasty. Same equal of nasty. And he's going to eat it.
He eats it again.
It's only
and then,
half the apple.
and then the next moment, why don't you just give it back to the horse?
I know. Seriously. Why are you throwing away? You clearly don't have enough supplies as it is on these tiny ass ships. Why are you throwing the apple in the water? You can lose it. All right, now here we go.
To get him on deck. That's the only reason they did this, to get him on deck.
Get him on deck so that he can be mansplained by Guyladriel Warrior Queen. Remember, she is now Guyladriel Warrior Queen. Are we okay with that? Am I okay?
And her eyesight is so much better than normal humans. It's just amazing.
We get this whole thing.
Oh, I hate this speech. It's like, being humble is good. Since when have you been humble, bitch?
I know you caught on to that too.
Well,
this
she freaking says, "What mortal is it who dares to deem that they know who I am?"
Now we are humble.
Take
is good.
me to the king.
Being humble is good. It teaches you humility. They want us to think she's learned her lessons in being humble and knowing humility at this point.
Well,
they
because
think
Sauron said you can't drink seawater.
I know. Oh God,
that's her character arc.
Say the line again. I didn't repeat that yesterday because I forgot it. Honestly, I forgot it.
You cannot quench your thirst on seawater.
No more
Not
than
as
a
bad
fish
as
could
eat your
touch the
tongue.
moon.
That's right.
So we get this Guyladriel Warrior Queen, and I want to say, are we okay promoting her to Queen at this point instead of Princess? I know Warrior Princess.
She has the humility of a queen, absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, Warrior Princess is the Xena joke, but I think it's time she needs to be Warrior Queen now because of the way she behaves.
Listen, she's the bestest ever.
Yep.
Everybody feigns when they see her, and everybody just has to bow down before her. So yes, let's give her the queen title.
Yep, because she is the greatest ever.
Cat.
Who is that?
Commander of the Northern Armies. Guyladriel.
You know, the control I am having to assert not to laugh right now.
It's the fucking way he says it. That's what
I know. It's the whole thing, and they use her theme, and she's doing horse acrobatics, and it's just...
Just no. Just stop.
All right. Now, I glossed over this because I was focused on, like Jed was, on the humility shit. But she asks him, why do you want to leave Numenor? Because I don't like what it's become. It's not the Numenor I would believe it should be. It's just...
Wait, I thought he wanted to go to the western side of Numenor.
I know. Yeah.
Isn't that still Numenor?
There's that, but it's... this thing is dripping with political...
I don't know. It's weird. If he wanted to leave Numenor, wouldn't he want to join the Coast Guard? I don't know.
That's so weird. I know it's like, okay, he's in it, like, and then he gets kicked off, and then he joins it again.
Yeah.
But
he wants to leave.
It's this whole... He's against making Numenor great again, basically.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. It's what it sounds like.
But like the character motivations aren't consistent within the episode, let alone from episode to episode. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it isn't.
They're written by different people who don't talk to each
They're
other.
right.
It's basically the sequel trilogy as a TV show.
Jed, you're absolutely right. We see this in this show. We see it in She-Hulk.
Yep.
These writers do not communicate.
She-Hulk could be in any episode order and it wouldn't affect anything.
Actually, the last two episodes had to come after the other because of the effing and the wedding to date the guy. But we're not talking She-Hulk tonight, and we're barely going to talk about it tomorrow because Dre's not there. But Dre did leave us a message. He recorded us a message for tomorrow.
Told me about that.
So he watches the sun rise. It's just he has an orgasm, I guess.
Yeah, he came in his pants a little bit.
He coomed. Yeah, he coomed a little bit.
He lives on an island, but apparently he's never seen a sunrise at sea, so I don't know.
I know. That's incredible. That's incredible. Well, this is a sunrise coming up over Middle Earth. All right. Now he looks to her to be dismissed. I love that. He looks to his father.
Dad's his commanding officer. You look to your commanding officer.
He said basically, soldier, go to your post, and he looks to her to be dismissed. Right? You can see it again. Let's go back 2 seconds.
Women affirming women.
Oh, doesn't she also say that he looks like his dad, and he totally doesn't?
I know. Some say I look like my mother. My mother.
It's like, your mother and a completely different dad, because that ain't your dad.
yeah. Oh, yeah. He's not dismissed. All right. Now, in my review, I glossed over this part because I forgot what they talked about.
Me too.
Apparently,
I don't remember anything that happened.
No, I can quote the whole scene for you.
Go for it. Yeah, I was going to try and do it. You go for it.
All right. She goes, hey, what happened to his mother? And he looks all sad and is like, well, I've never seen sun over land before coming from east, even though I'm on a coast guard that goes all the way around the island. And I've been on West Sea, so sunrise over land there, but not now. And now it looks like sunset because I'm retarded. She drowned.
He deflects.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But isn't this supposed to be... Well, at this point, isn't Middle Earth supposed to be flat at this point? This is before the breaking, where everything gets shifted around.
According to lore, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
but do we want to resort to the lore to explain anything?
Well, we have to because we're intelligent. Which is why Mount Doom is in the south right now and not the east. Some people are trying to come at me going, it's not Mount Doom because it's no, it is Mount Doom. It's just not where it's supposed to be because we haven't had the breaking of the world yet. That's why, or the reshaping of the world. So yeah, so that
of the world.
Jed basically just nailed it. That's this thing. It's a pointless conversation, just an excuse to see her scowl some more.
And that ugly white armor.
Yeah.
Well, the sea is always right, so why is he sad about his wife drowning?
Oh.
Isn't there a meme going around that?
Yeah.
I heard about that meme. Where the sea is always right. Yep, she did.
He didn't sound very sad that his wife drowned, so maybe he is correct that the sea's always right. Maybe he's actually really proud about that.
Hey, an interesting comparison with this thing that Lady B will get from House of the Dragon is when Alicent asks, "Hey, your wife or your daughter may have screwed another man, and her kids aren't her husband's," and he just randomly comes back with, "I had a black horse once."
Yeah,
he compared a black man to a horse.
I know.
Black horse.
Yeah, I was gonna make a dick joke, but okay.
Well, I did that in our review with Lady B. It's like, do you know what the stereotype that black people and horses have in common?
All right, so here we go. We get a shot at the map. Elendil is gonna go report to Muriel, who again, why is she even here?
That is such a long ways for them to go from the coast.
Let's look at the geography here. We're gonna look at. Let's roll back a couple seconds here. Look at the geography. You got to go across all that land and all that river. There's a goddamn mountain range between them and the village.
How do they even know where they're going? Seriously.
The sea is always going to tell you, I guess.
I'm like, there's a way into your, in
I think they're just going to follow the river till they get to the mountains and then...
But, how did they get there? Because here...
It's implying that the Elven Tower is at the head of a pass, but there's a reservoir there, so it can't be the head of a pass. No. So they forgot that the reservoir was there too.
So this is the watchtower, I believe, right here.
Uh-huh.
That means the village is over here. There's Mount Doom.
Yep.
Mountain range
isn't in the right place. Yeah, the only way through is at the Elven Tower. If they're saying it's a pass and a reservoir.
No. How do they get there riding?
It's like they would have to ride past the tower to get to the village.
Traveling.
You get to the village first, but according to the map, they would have to go through around the lake or whatever the reservoir is to get to the village.
So
but
they
don't.
came from over here. Then,
yeah.
I mean,
but that doesn't make sense either.
Well, if you remember, Mordor is surrounded by impenetrable mountain passes
where
there's only two ways in: the Black Gate. Which should still be open right now, and Shelob's Cave. So, did they go through Shelob's Caves, or did they go all the way north to the Black Gate Pass and come back down? The Black Gate not there, but the pass there.
Now, here's a question: why is she wearing her armor?
Why are any of them wearing their armor?
Yeah, that too.
Because it shows off her
that a long time
That's
ago.
the only reason she's wearing it.
I swear her boobs jiggle in that armor at one point later on. I swear to God, they do.
It's horrible.
Oh, I have an image. Not of that, but something that's not supposed to something.
Okay. So, can you be any more cryptic? Or do you want to do it for a surprise?
It's a surprise.
Okay.
Let's just say it's an something that an athletic 20-some-year-old girl who wants to be fit would wear.
All right. Okay. I will.
That sounds nice.
I'll let you keep your joke until we get there. I won't force it out of you now. So here we go. That's where they're heading again.
That's supposed to be a magnifying glass because it doesn't look like it's magnifying.
Yeah, it's not. It's just kind of there. This is such a great transition to Aaron. I mean, they think they're cool doing this.
That's some Wayne Yip shit that we saw at Wheel of Prime.
It made me as uncomfortable as seeing Wong's head appear above a forest did in Doctor Strange.
All right. Now, this is reminiscent of Gimli trying to break the ring in Fellowship. Yeah. I pointed, that was one of the two things that I specifically pointed out in my review.
We don't even know what that thing does.
At this point, it's a dildo.
It's mind control and a key. Be one or the other.
It's the precious.
Yeah,
and this is so freaking retarded. He's like, it is beyond the skill of elves or man to break this. No, it's beyond you with a hammer. Maybe try a rock or some fire or do some more besides a hammer. Just say you a weak ass bitch.
I'm just curious, does it vibrate?
I don't know. He doesn't want to let Bronwyn have it, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah, because then she won't need him anymore.
Yeah. That's why they have to keep it away.
So this whole thing was just right there. The whole scene is just let's homage or pretend we're fellowship, and tell us that Arondir is going to hide the key sword, and that Theo's watching. Okay.
Well, there's that, but also it establishes that the sword is the ring for the show.
Yeah, true.
It's definitely the ring.
Yeah.
And then we get this
something.
Go ahead, Jess.
Go ahead.
There's so much wrong with this. Besides that not being effective, that's not going to be effective. But they put the orc heads on spikes. I have several issues with this. One, where did those orc heads come from? Was there just a random garrison left in the town, even though the other one had been abandoned? There's no reason to hold this town.
Arondir did kill a few on the way out the other night.
I thought I only killed like 2.
But they're out in the woods somewhere.
Did the orcs just leave the bodies then?
I guess so.
Well, and then the other question, orcs aren't usually affected by intimidation factor, so what are they trying to accomplish by putting their heads on spikes?
I don't know. Well,
it didn't work anyway, so.
Yeah, in
they don't even bring it up in
times. In a position of strength where you have strength, heads on pikes is a deterrent to do stuff.
With people who are affected by stuff like that. Like if they were fighting humans, all right, cool. That trying to scare them and say, hey, we killed them, we can kill you too. But it's like, it's orcs, man.
And to Jed's point, orcs kill each other all the goddamn time. There's a thing which this is one of the things I love. Having some background in Warhammer. When you play greenskins, and especially in fantasy, there's a term called animosity. Orcs are always going to fight amongst themselves. And one of the handicaps you're given when playing an orc army, which is what I played back in the day, you must always do animosity checks, which is why black orcs were great, because they diffused animosity. What I loved in Return of the King, when Frodo's being trapped and the orcs all fight with each other before Sam gets there, I always say, animosity strikes. Orcs are going to orc. And and Jed knows, even though they're not canon, in the Shadow games, orcs are going to orc. Orcs are going to kill each other, whether you're involved or not.
Works for us in like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Orcs are going to kill each other.
Meat's back on the menu, boys.
Meat's back. Yeah.
They'll eat each other.
Yeah, they will cannibalize. To Jed's ultimate point there, a head on a pike is not going to deter an orc, because it's like, we would have killed that asshole anyway. We might have killed that jerk anyway. Doesn't matter. So, all right. So here we are.
We've also mentioned that they had all the materials, and
that's where I'm going now.
There should have been.
As Bronwyn is giving her epic monologue of how we're going to win, and my plan is so great, we're watching them forge weapons, make arrows, and obviously prepare pitch for fire. That should not be there.
Yeah.
Where do those supplies come from?
They can do this all like Minecraft, just 2 seconds.
Yeah, I know. Like
should have
2
taken
hours,
forever
they're
to
gonna
build.
like forge weapons and
At most. All right. Let me ask you this, and Jed, you can be the first to reply then. How many hours has it been since they got there, do you think?
12?
At best, 8, I would say.
Yeah.
You're being generous. I mean, since sunup, they have at most 12 hours of light.
Sure.
You can
This
build
ain't
a
happening.
decent dagger within 2 hours, but this is full armament. This is full swords. This is bows and arrows. You can't.
Where are the fletchings for the arrows? Where are they getting the
Well,
fletchings for the arrows? You gotta. If you're making straight up basic arrows, you gotta make those shafts, and you gotta whittle to fit the fetchings into the shafts. None of this. I said this yesterday. This is an example of people who have no idea how anything practical works. What goes into making this shit? They just see they think it's a montage, so you're gonna buy it hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah,
but
if
also
were weeks, sure.
2 hours to make a dagger. That's with modern technology. I have no idea how long it would have been for air blown kilns or coal kilns or anything like that.
Or like how long it would take to take all their farm implements into weapons.
What? Yeah, they don't have any anymore. And they have spears. We see they have spears here. They where did they get the shafts for the spears?
They look like halberd blades. I mean,
yeah, those were that was 2 heads taller than their tallest dude there.
Yeah.
That was professional military grade spears.
Why did they have that the whole time? And those aren't elven weapons, so they couldn't have just found them at the tower and brought them with them.
And my other question with this stuff is like, they're farmers. How do they all of a sudden know how to fight?
Excellent point. The next part.
They also lacquered the wood.
Oh yeah,
their wood's lacquered and everything. Like, how are you doing this?
None of it makes sense.
No.
None of it. This is not possible. Like Lady B just said, where's the training? These guys are pretty expert marksmen in the coming scenes.
Also,
during the night fight.
If it was me, I would be making shields instead of weapons, and not a single person in the whole freaking fight carries a shield.
Yeah. Well, Adam, to that, I'm actually rather okay with some of them being archers more than swordsmen because it looks like a hunter-gatherer society a little bit. So some of them have hunted before, I'm sure.
I mean, think about like the Two Rivers folk and like Wheel of Time, and they're all like kind of hunters, but they don't establish that in this show. So
yeah, but okay. You rescued me there.
It's still ridiculous.
Show us some practice.
Swords. Absolutely. You gotta establish that.
Even though they're probably hunter gatherers, how accurate are you? Because how many times are you gonna miss a more humanoid person versus a rabbit or something?
And where's the idea of do these people have the intent to kill like that? Yes, fear can bring that on, but going after an animal and where the fear might strike it. That's why Helm's Deep in Two Towers is such a great thing, because you see the fear of men on the parapets as the Uruk-hai are coming up.
Yeah.
And one of them's so afraid he lets that 1 hour fly that starts the whole goddamn thing.
I still love that moment.
It's such a great. These people, the bigger issue, these people have been established to be willing to fight yet. These people have been more characterized to be willing to run. And they're not just going to say, "Oh, Bronwyn, you're in charge." Yeah, betray or run. And running is the correct option here. But Bronwyn's like, "Hey, I'm in charge. We're dying here. I guess we're dying." At least half of them should have just been like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out," and just make a run for it.
And isn't this also the part where, well, it's coming up here pretty soon. Right here, where he says, "Well, we have
the advantage.
We're gonna And it's like, no, you used to have an advantageous spot, and now you completely demolished that for this open plain in the village instead. But also, well, we're going to funnel them across the bridge when they can just walk across the creek. They don't need to. There's no.
I don't know what they're doing. Oh, they're putting arrows up there. Okay.
Yeah.
They're prepping for battle.
Yeah, and I'm not
in a stupid space.
I know. I'm like, why are they ready?
Where did you get the pitch?
On a thatch roof. Like, you're going to stand on that or what?
Where did they get the pitch?
And that's not pitch. That is gasoline from later.
Yeah, the way that thing lights up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I hate the speech that's going on right now. I've been I've played football and I've been in the military, and it is the most cringe thing ever when someone says, "Are you ready?" No. I said, "Are you ready?" Oh, it's like,
no. The only time that works is when Triple H and Shawn Michaels are going, "Are you ready?" And then they get to go, DX sign. That's
and he's just saying, "Do you believe it? Do you believe we can win?"
And they're just like,
and just saying it twice doesn't mean they suddenly believe it. It's the most.
I know, but it's a woman speaking, so everyone has to stop and gather around.
He's broken. He's not inspired.
I mean, I'd be broken too.
Yeah.
And again, they set up these barricades to create a kill zone on the opposite side of the bridge. But why aren't they making the kill zone the bridge itself? Or why aren't they? I don't know. It just makes
no sense. Tell me how that's even really a bridge. Like, please.
Yeah.
We'll get a good look at that in a second.
This only works if
look
there's
how
20 orcs attacking.
How pleased she is. Or was that Jed?
Oh, this only makes sense if it's only 20 orcs attacking. But we know it's 1,000, so it doesn't matter. Everything they're doing is pointless. If it's 20 orcs, it's like, all right, they've got a chance. I'll believe that they have a...
But again, because there's no walls, I'm going to harp on this the whole thing. It's like, there's no walls, so they can they can easily cross the creek at any point. They're not limited to crossing the bridge, they can come at you from any angle. You need scouts. You need like.
We're going to show that in a second. But Joxer, they have a tavern they're calling a keep.
Oh god.
I don't even believe they could survive 20 orcs. One of my favorite movies is 13th Warrior. And when the people in that first attack, they're just in a single keep, and they just break through.
No,
and they kill some of these well-trained warriors.
The thing that infuriated me about that, it's like, no, you had a perfectly good keep that you demolished.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Great movie. But that also shows like they turn this town with 0 walls into a fortress, and they still kind of get fucked up.
Yeah.
I'd be like, why are we still listening to this woman talk anymore? Because it's like,
again, she's led us to nothing but ruin, and she's about to get you all killed. Now, this is so great. The cheap writing trick. I want to fight. No, we need you to protect the women and children and old people.
No, fuck that. You go in there.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
with
she has
bad skills. Like dynamite there.
Her badass skills are needed. Her badass skills with that sickle are going to be needed in about 20 minutes.
Oh God.
Now I want to try and get to the shot of the village when it zooms out. Oh no! First, we have the first scene.
They have to have sex about seeds.
Yeah, the seeds. I asked this in my review, and I'm going to ask you guys this. Okay, remember when he was in orc jail?
Yeah.
And they took all his stuff and gave it back to him so he could kill more orcs.
Yeah.
He changed into new clothes too. Those rags weren't his.
Yeah, but also, I'm sorry. That little thing of seeds, that's lost to time. There's no way that was still on him while he was in orc jail.
Yeah, and where did he get his armor again? Or did they just give it back?
He could have kept it in orc jail, but he'd have to use his prison wallet.
Damn it, you got there before I could.
Oh God, not Dane's freaking prison wallet again.
I was gonna channel Dane, and I was gonna bring it in there, but no, Dermy beat me to it. I was gonna beat me to my joke. Points for Dermy. Oh yeah, prison wallet. That's the only answer.
Yeah.
Dane. Maybe Dane will come back for episode 8 if they're done with the rewatches because we can't.
Oh, I got his ear full of him watching it last night, and I'm like, I warned you. I told you it was bad.
I almost forgot that the seeds existed, though. That was episode 1. That was 7 hells ago. I didn't even know they were important.
But again, this is supposed to be a callback to the very first shot where Adar is burying.
Yeah, it's also reaffirming the stupid symbology of the seeds. And
what is the symbology of the seeds?
So, what is this supposed to mean?
I'm giving you the seeds because we're going to plant new life in the face of all this death. And don't worry, I'm going to shove this in your bloody wound in about 30 minutes.
All right, that close-up of the seeds really bothered me.
How they, make new life that way. They'll, really just have some seeds.
Now
he wants to have that time of the month fun.
Yeah, God.
He wants the flower garden. Is what it's really all about.
That's what this all is. Think about it.
I want my happy ending, and here it comes. Now somebody else made a joke.
Touch my wood.
Yeah, they made that joke on FNT. I'm ashamed I didn't make that joke myself in my review. I'm ashamed of that. I'm not that good that I would.
To say here, what's going on?
They're horny. They're horny, and there it is. We get.
There's a movie that I saw once where it had a lesbian sex scene, but they didn't actually show it. They just had random objects they pushed together. Like some guy was just holding tacos and going like this.
Oh my God.
And I was thinking about that during the scene. It's like, this is one of those a very high art, metaphors or whatever, having her stroke the wood. It's like, this is what
the only
you're
thing that would have made it better is if they
infer.
panned over to a fireplace at the end.
Yeah.
Nice little warg skin rug.
Yeah.
So they finally kiss, and here's the thing. The shills and the stands have been going, they're such a great couple. These people are horrible.
How?
Yeah, a block of wood and a bitch.
Yeah, he has zero personality, and she's the dumbest bitch on the block.
It's basically the couple from Karen.
Yeah.
So this is supposed to be payoff. And some people are probably squeeing someplace. I just went, oh, jeez.
Well, this is right next to where they almost kissed in the first episode.
You're right, because they were at the well in the first episode.
Oh.
Excellent callback.
Yeah.
This isn't payoff. This is bad writing and bad storytelling. This is creating a couple that nobody cares about. Nobody cares about these guys. They're horrible.
Maybe if the actors had
kind of like
chemistry,
Spock
it could
and
work, but,
Uhura.
I mean, it's supposed to be a romantic scene. I didn't find it romantic at all. I just thought it was awkward and stilted and unnecessary.
Weird. And why? It's like
Yeah.
they have no
I felt
relationship.
Yeah, you're right. They have no chemistry. They've really built no relationship except their longing eyes to do each other early on episodes. It's just
It's just Spock and Uhura from the Star Trek remakes. I never thought they were going to bone each other, and
All
then
right,
they
here you
did.
go. Here is the village.
Yes.
Barrack-Dur, not actually there.
Notice the absence of walls. Just saying.
Notice the absence of everything. Wide open. This tiny stream is not holding it. Why? And that bridge is so narrow.
Well, the worst part of it for me is that forest goes right up to the edge of them right there.
Yeah.
They can't have clear lines of approach. They don't have a 360 view.
Side view, get a full view of it.
No,
The orcs could totally just sneak up on them through the woods.
Yeah. They don't need to do anything. And they have numerical superiority.
By thousands.
They could just burn them out.
That too.
All those
There are
roofs, a few arrows. You can't stop that.
a number of practical and well-documented historical strategies could be used. But
Just
no.
send in that one cool-looking orc, the one that everyone's cooming over. Have them challenge a Rondir to a one-on-one night style.
Well, but now let's take a look. Now that we're looking at this here, their plan is so stupid, it requires everything to go their way. It has to exactly go that way, or their plan is going to be worthless. The old adage, every plan is perfect until the first shot is fired in the battle. Then everything goes to hell. And that's where you need good field commanders to call audibles and read the battle. And
a qualification for a good field commander is someone who's, been in the field before.
Yeah.
Bronwyn's never been in a fight before.
She killed an orc in a house.
In the field.
Well, maybe she said sex in the field. I don't know. Maybe that's where Aaron did
exactly.
her.
That's what I was trying to hit at.
Okay. You could. Yeah, it's good. All right. It's okay. But this should be done. And you see Mount Doom. See, there it is.
Okay,
Here's
boss.
Mount
I finally noticed the little tiny volcano in the background. I hadn't noticed that.
Yeah, that's
before.
a lot smaller than
it's looming. It's looming.
I never noticed it the first time. And
Me neither.
Oh, jeez.
What?
You know what? There's no way that old dude could have ran that. Never mind. I'm retarded.
I pointed that. Yeah. He could. There's no way he gets out of that. We'll come back to it. Don't worry. I'm aware of that too.
Plus, he had to run up those switchbacks all by himself.
All right. Here it is. This town should not exist. They should be able to overrun it. Numbers. All right. Where are we? Here we go. Now here's the battle. Now again, it's gonna be even worse because it's already dark, and our overlay is gonna make it even darker. Bottom line, we could skip through all this shit. Look at that. Okay, now this is supposed to be orcs.
What's with the waddle?
I'm so confused on the numbers.
The waddle. Yeah, I know.
It's as many as they need for a shot.
Yeah. Basically.
Okay. Now here's a question. Why is it Bronwyn and Nameless Whammon over here doing this? Why isn't it a man there to take care of this? Because clearly they can't light a flint.
And why
because
doesn't
man can't do anything.
Why doesn't she have like a candle or an oil lamp? Why is she using her flint and steel to try and light the fire? And
why doesn't she just throw a torch in there?
Yeah.
The torch, she's trying not to be seen, I suppose, but still.
So they can't do it, and this whole thing starts because an orc goes over there, and then watch this scene real quick.
Oh God!
We're gonna watch it.
I mean, she gets that lady.
Look at that. Okay, why is she going after his foot?
Why is she screaming?
I know that too.
You're just gonna make more orcs run over to you. You want less orcs at the spring in the trap.
Woman braid.
She hits him in the foot. And then he tries to, and then now look at that one just standing there. Okay, you're dead.
This fight shows why a sickle is not a good option. If she had a stabbing weapon, just sneak up, stab him. He's dead. He's quiet. No,
dead. The best way to kill an orc: stab it in the gut and twist.
They should all be carrying spears for the range.
Did that cut actually kill her? Because the cuts in the show make no sense.
Yeah. Now watch. She's gonna watch as this flash. How is she not disarmed?
She's over telegraphing that.
That's the telltale sign of this and all the choreography throughout the next. What are we at? We're only 22 minutes in, but we're doing better. We're an hour in. We're better than last week. We're almost halfway through. We're doing much better this week. But
all right, well,
for the remainder half an hour of this episode, the choreography is all over committing on attacks. Wide arm.
We saw how well that worked out for the Numenorians versus Guyladriel last episode.
Yeah. So now I'm sorry, the sickle's not going to kill it like that.
No, he just suddenly decided, I'm going to put my sword down.
Yeah.
Here's my throat. But my bigger problem with this fight scene is why is she still wearing the freaking shawl? To wear a shawl, you need to have your shoulders tight and unmoving, which means you can't move your arms.
It's cold.
She has no arm mobility because she just wants to look stylish. It's like, no, just take the thing off.
Now
she could be a badass,
and she yells again right there to cut it.
How long has
there was a whole
commotion
here?
People would.
There's a whole commotion. She screamed twice. Why didn't they show up then?
I don't know.
I don't know how this makes sense, you guys. There's just all this is a big field, and they're just sending this burning wagon down.
Again,
just move away from it.
The other barricade was already lit in the background when that was going down the hill. It was an editing mistake.
Yeah, how did that happen? They had it lit that up.
Yeah, when it was rolling down the hill and the camera was moving with it, there was a whole wall of from the side shot.
All right, here's the main.
It is.
It's already on. It's already lit. Yeah,
I think they're supposed to be going at the same time. I think that's what it is. Either way, it's still this. To my point, to Lady B's point, this plan requires everything to be specifically perfect to work. And it makes no sense. It's.
I know. You see, if you saw a big loose wagon like that, you just step out of the way.
Yeah. And now these guys are all crack archers. And again, you make your point. They could be like Two Rivers and be able to do that. But still, they're hitting these guys in the neck.
They're just kind of silly.
Yeah, it's too much.
And I hate that. Yeah. I hate his form.
Me
for
too.
His bow. I did archery a couple of times in my youth.
Hey, you're being racist. He's a black man, and black men hold their guns on their side and be all gangster-like.
I mean, you'd be better off with a volley of just randomly just aiming at the mass. And I mean, again, they're trying to corral them into those little barricades while they're on fire. It's like you have a very small window of time in which your archery is going to be effective. You just shoot volleys at the general area until you're out of arrows.
That can explain inexperienced archers because it's not hard to do a volley. Arc, let it fly. You don't have to take aim like the marksman here.
That would have been way more effective than trying to. I don't know.
This whole thing, it's ridiculous.
None of this fight matters because where's the other 2,000 orcs?
Because here's the thing.
Thing about walls is that they have these things called crenellation with merlons that you can hide behind when you're
like they're there for a reason.
Yeah,
meticulation.
Now here's the thing. Now we know we might as well spoil it now. These aren't all orcs. It's orcs, but the rest of them are humans. It's the traders who are being sent in as
Adar
fodder.
loves his children because he cares.
But also,
Harfoots.
When that reveal is done, I have such the biggest issue with that scene.
All right. We'll be right there, but we have to get through the one-on-one fight first. We got Street Fighter to go through first. We got Street Fighter, but right here, all of this happening, this entire fight, and as I said earlier, I don't think these idiots realize that they make their silly, stupid favorite couple look like morons because it proves our point of how indefensible this village is. Where the actual orc army are all surrounded there, and they start shooting them from the cover of the woods. All right, let's get to it. They're trying to battering ram down that, and here comes the melee. They're stabby stab, stick with the pointing. All right, now, I want to get to the point where Arondir. Oh, he's already fallen down. Oh yeah, here he is. He falls down, and he conveniently. His sword conveniently falls off his hip as he's going down. Because I made sure, when I video, I was going to criticize where did his sword go. Well, in rewatching it, I noticed, okay, he had it up there on the roof, and it falls off as he hits the ground right about
yeah,
here.
with an orc that lassos him with the chain and then yanks on the chain and then loses his balance, and they both fall off.
You know what's really funny, guys, about this is like reminds me of when he was captured with the orcs, and all of a sudden he's like using this chain as a weapon. And
that's where was the chain? Excellent point.
Their chains have lost their magical power.
Yeah, now we get some elf kung fu.
This was such a dumb fight.
And here we go. Jed's new favorite
that
character.
Sexy beast.
I love this. I love that he kicks Arondir's ass. I love it.
It was so satisfying.
It was, wasn't it?
It was, and Arondir should have died a couple of times.
Yeah.
Still, get this orc an axe or something. Just give this orc a weapon. This fight is already done before it starts.
No,
I had more fun
because
with it being
he's
hand
the
to hand.
weapon.
No. They need to have fisticuffs because they have to have
fisticuffs is such a great word.
Now I did enjoy the bit where he does this roundhouse kick to the orc's chest and has no effect.
His kung fu, his elf kung fu.
I mean, whenever you see these 110-pound women trying to do their kung fu moves against guys twice their size, that's what's supposed to happen. Is
Here comes
woo! Absolutely nothing.
I mean, this
right there.
How is that? That is the worst form. And I took some martial arts. I took it for a couple of years, and then when I quit, my buddy who was a black belt spent the summer with me in Florida, and he taught me some really nasty shit. That is the worst roundhouse kick I've seen in my life. No one has their leg. Their arms are not flailing about, and he's completely off balance. But again, back where I love that. That is so satisfying.
Well, the funny thing is he's in a stance. He's ready to defend, and then he doesn't move when the guy goes.
But look, his arms aren't up. Watch. Why aren't your arms up in defense? No, you're busy bobbing and weaving like a parkour moron. Where his arms... You're in a fist fight.
I mean, he looked like he was going to fall down from the effort of doing that because he's just spinning.
Yeah.
All it takes is for the big guy to grab his leg and then start doing takedowns.
Yeah.
This is how you have your hands up. Protection. You're not... That's not how it works.
I love how he just stands there for the super telegraphed punch.
But either way, even if the hands are in somewhere like this, you could still move them for protection, depending on what your stance is.
I think they are going for a stance, though. There's a stance where you have your one arm out front, your other arm for defense, but it's way too low.
Look at this right there. He's reacting before the punch is even thrown. He's going like this as he's cocking it. So it's just, this choreography is shit.
This is the one orc where you don't try to out-strength, like Guyladriel said. Don't try to beat this orc with strength.
You need to sweep the leg. You need to get him on the ground somehow. That's what...
Use his weight.
Sweep the leg. What is this, Karate Kid?
You use Brazilian jiu-jitsu hero or...
I love this chick jumps on the orc's back and he kills her, rightly so. It's like, sorry, you should not be on the battlefield.
Again, why aren't they carrying shields? I don't understand.
Nope.
Every time somebody died, I was rejoicing.
Yeah.
Me too. I was like, kill them all.
Okay, now he's got a stick.
Again, what is with him stabbing with sticks?
I know.
They're wearing leather.
All right, now that's smart. You take it out at the knee, and he stabs him in the eye, but clearly, big orc don't give a shit.
I know.
And he tries a sleeper hold, doesn't work.
Do you know what I've seen in this scene? And it made me so mad in one way and so happy I wanted to go watch it afterwards. That reminded me of The Princess Bride when he's fighting Andre the Giant.
He's fighting Fezzik.
All right, now, this is so bad. Let's count this. This is, I'm going to leave it up so I can see it. The exchange right here. It is now 26-16. Let's see how far it goes. The choking thing. Okay, I'll say when it's been 10 seconds. Okay, it's been 10 seconds now. It's still happening. Now he gets coomed all over his face.
Why was it so hard to pull out if they're both doing it?
20 seconds. They have been engaged in this choke cooming session for 20 seconds.
Oh, that's what I thought when I saw it. I'm like,
and now it's the exchange of And they're yelling. 10 seconds of yelling at each other. Like, we are now 30 seconds. 30 seconds of this.
The weirdest sex scene ever.
I'll give Don Lemeless this. At least he doesn't close his mouth.
Oh, I didn't even know that he swallows. I did not.
Does he
that.
swallow?
Yeah,
he's gonna die of
There's actually an article. There's an article on either Show Rant or Show BR about him talking about this scene.
Yeah.
We might have to talk about that tomorrow. We might have to talk about it tomorrow. Now here it comes. What?
Show of hands of everyone who saw this coming, by the way.
Yeah. Once you
the
realize
moment he had an issue with this guy, the moment he landed that first kick and it did nothing, he's like, yeah, he's going to be rescued by her.
Orc pox. Orc pox.
There's something in that blood. I would not want that blood inside my body.
Now,
we all saw it coming.
Yeah.
Well,
now
we
this.
saw
All right.
in the last episode when he was shipping his son in the arms and he had like a rash on his arm.
But yeah, this part right here.
Jesus.
All the buildup that the shills and the stands have been doing about how great Arendir is. He's such a great warrior. He's so awesome. He gets his ass handed to him. And what happens here? Oh, not you guys. Damn it. I hate it when I do that. And a little more screaming. We're still screaming. Hang on. It's been 40 seconds. This goes on for 40 seconds.
And this is Mission Impossible 2.
And we're at nearly 50 seconds. He gets stabbed through the throat. And there's baby mama Bronwyn.
Yeah, here she goes.
How fucking awkward is that? There's no force you can get behind that.
She's not tall enough.
No, she's on her
I'm kind of laughing.
All right, Jeremy,
I'm kind of laughing
about
because
this. Go for it. Yeah.
I'm kind of laughing because when he goes like, ugh, there's that big black blood splat right onto his face.
Yeah.
Dre, yes, you just saw the scene. This is what just happened.
All right, if I were in Bronwyn's position, you see your boyfriend getting choked, and you have a sword, you don't do the most awkward, non-effective pose ever. He's wearing a breastplate, so you go for underneath the breastplate at the arm. That arm is open. You go underneath the arm, get to his heart.
Armpit,
it's an easy,
neck, I don't know.
It's an easy, available position that she can get some force behind. Not this.
And that's why.
But this looks cool.
She had to save him.
It doesn't.
But she had to save him.
And no. I know. I'm saying she should have gone for the armpit because going like this is ineffective. Everyone put your arms up. Like, you can't do shit. You got no range of motion, no ability to create power or force. It's not passing through that dude's spine.
But it looks cool.
And she had to save him. Bronwyn had to save her baby daddy.
Of course.
Because men can't have any heroic moments in this. Show me a heroic moment in this episode done by a man. Sauron doesn't count because it's Sauron.
Adar.
What did he do?
He told Guyladriel she was evil.
It's
true. That's
true.
just truth. That's not heroic.
Pretty heroic to stand up to that bitch.
Climax.
All right. So
I can't think of any. think of any combat scenario where a man actually did anything useful.
Now, somebody needs to get him a warm towel.
Yes.
And
he needs to get cleaned up.
He needs to get cleaned up.
Needs some aftercare.
He needs to.
Might want to normally get him a Plan B.
Might also maybe a little snuggle
maybe an
time.
ice pack.
Some snuggle time too. Word? Yeah, a little snuggle time. Now, apparently, she's out of breath. Her hair has finally come undone for all these episodes, and apparently the battle's over
right then.
Yeah, he did.
All right, so battle's over. We are victorious. Huzzah!
Celebrating. You saw thousands of orcs coming for you. You killed 20, and it's like it's over. It's like
huzzah!
Well, yeah, these people have memory of Dory.
All right, now we're gonna cut right to it, where they're all giving themselves back pats. Now, Jeremy, you said you wanted to talk about this, where we get the reveal that these are These are people. Let's get to the good scene where pull off a helmet. Wait a minute. Here we go.
What did they think was going to happen when they went and bit evil?
That's exactly it. Why are you so shocked that you guys were going to have to kill humans? They left your team. You watched them leave.
Yeah, you
watched as they left to join the other side. What did you think was going to happen?
And you know where they
the
went.
Other side.
Yes, they have betrayed you.
On the other side.
And then you're all shocked that
Yeah.
because you can see red blood because they made such a big point that orc blood is black, human blood's red, and you're so shocked at this. Why?
Because I honestly I have no answer. I don't even have a snarky answer.
Because they're retarded.
I guess
that's the only thing that can work, but
because just like the writers, they don't remember what happened in the previous episode.
I guess. But they make it such this like you're supposed to be emotional that they had to kill humans.
Yeah,
so what?
They're trying to play on emotions that aren't there. It makes
exactly
no sense.
Emotions on characters that have not been properly built, earned. Nope, this payoff means nothing. And these guys join the other team.
If you wanted to do this right, what you do is while they're in the village in a previous episode, you have to say, "Hey, Bob, nice day to you," and then, "Oh wait, I killed Bob. Oh no."
All right, so here comes the shock.
At least show some sort of familiarity between the villagers to make that pay off. It's like even then, you got to spend some time on it.
Now she's the only one who should feel bad because it's all her shit decisions that had them go over to the other side. She should feel bad.
It was her fault. Yeah. I think we're hurting Dre though.
Well, that's why Dre didn't want to come on the panel.
Dre would have an aneurysm.
Dude, you make a great point in the comics, Lady Bellfire. I've read AI scripts that make so much more sense than this crap.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're gonna preview for tomorrow. I got a story about AI for you guys when we start roundtable tomorrow.
I think I know AI art.
Yes.
I've seen some weird AI art.
Oh no, this isn't weird. This is glorious.
It's beautiful.
It's okay. I was going to
save it.
Save it
for
tomorrow.
We're
saving it. For tomorrow.
It is our first story tomorrow. It's our warm up story because it basically I'll the tease. I'm kind of excited for our AI overlords at this point. If this is what they're going to do, okay. This is what they have in mind. All right, so tune in for a roundtable tomorrow to hear the rest of that. Anyway, now here comes the glory. The arrows start flying. Well, now we get the obvious that once again telling us what we already know.
The keys are in the.
And now here come the arrows, and people are dying now.
This was so awesome.
Look, a shield!
Hey, a shield! Look at that!
But it's not one of theirs.
Just in time.
People are dying, and I want to see it. I know you want to see it too, because we all thought she was going to get what she deserved. We thought she was going to get what right there. There's one in the back, and according to Az, there was another one
in the leg too. But
yeah, we're going to have a hard time seeing it here. All right, there's one. All right, that's the one in the leg.
Yeah,
that's the one in the leg that makes her buckle. And here comes the second one in the back. Okay. So apparently
she took it on the back, huh?
The shoulder.
The shoulder.
Oh.
But gee, I wish there was a wall I could stand behind to maybe to protect me from all this arrow fire. Gee, walls might actually be useful in this scenario.
For a second, I thought she's going to die. God. Yes. Oh, kill her too. There you go.
But
everybody
arrows don't make sense either. Just some people are alive and then they just die.
I know.
You know that freaking orc arrows are so freaking gnarly.
All right, now,
they're like spears.
This is what we were talking about before. Here come all the orcs, but now here comes the worst medical procedure ever.
Oh God! I went through basic first aid in the military, and even I know this is garbage. You have the cauterizing agent available before you pull out the debris.
Yeah,
you have it right there, so she's only bleeding out for a couple seconds at most.
And let us point this out. Aaron, dear, how many hundreds of years old is he?
Several.
At
least 100. He's over 100 because he said he'd been at the outpost for 79 years.
Yes, he
was a farmer before that, so he's at least a couple hundred years old, probably.
Yeah,
he's never been in combat before either.
I guess not, because I don't think he saw fighting. He's from the second age, not the first age.
Yeah, he didn't fight in the War of Wrath. He's relatively young.
Okay. Well, that explains a lot. That explains why he's stupid. He doesn't know shit. He knows how to walk
Bronwyn has
patrol.
more experience in combat than he does.
Yeah, he knows how to walk
Before
patrol.
combat
That's his experience, walking patrol. All right, so
He's a man, so he doesn't know anything.
all right, yeah, of course. Now here we go. Yeah. They break off the arrow and pull it out, which is, I mean, that part is what you're supposed to break it off so you don't pull the head back through the wound and do more damage.
Oh, don't pull on the head.
Oh, God.
Man, you're not missing a beat tonight on those. You are on every
Jed's
one of
on
them.
fire.
Jed's on every one of those tonight.
Damn those redheads.
I jump right on those.
Yep, you like them, like to get
Jump
them
right
while
on
they're
those
hard.
heads.
Get them while they're hard. Anyway,
after Bun, I've been a hand puppet. You know, it's all roomy.
Oh, you're gaping right now, huh? There's a lot of open space. Yeah. All right, uncomfortable moment over.
So one of the things I wanted to praise about this show is the makeup effects. Like the orc makeups are actually quite good, and
practical.
The bleeding effects they do on the wound and stuff is well done. And yet I'm yanked out of the story by the stupidity of trying to cauterize a wound with a smoldering ember.
All right, we're gonna talk about this. We
have weapons.
Yeah, we talked about it in pregame, and we alluded to it in the beginning of the review of the stream. They pull up and out, and she's already bleeding when she says, or before she does that, you have to put pressure on the wound. After she says that, nobody puts pressure on the wound.
They just stare at it.
They stare at it and let her bleed.
And it's
crying.
Let her just
while
bleed out.
crying.
They'll be happy.
The men have to cry while it's happening, and she has to. Now, everybody saw the meme on FNT last night about yeah.
Oh yeah, that was gold.
That was great. Will it hurt? No, muffled screams. So he pulls now everybody's standing there, and she's bleeding out. And now look, they're just letting it happen.
Yes. So
let's just let it happen. That's not staunching the bleeding. Now, why do we need her to look out the window?
Sure.
All right, now.
Oh, I thought she was going to get shot on the face.
So did I.
She
I saw
opens
that
it up
too.
and
I did too.
All right, now they're trying to stem the bleeding. Now there it is. Okay, he's put the seeds in his hand. Get the hot wood. Here comes the hot wood. No, hot wood. Now, he takes her blood and smears it on the seed.
What the fuck?
What? I'm sorry. These are not magic seeds. You're not going to grow a beanstalk out of her ass.
I would actually be all right with that.
That's a weird kick.
I mean, what? I mean, he doesn't know any elven magic, does he? He hasn't shown us he knows anything. He knows how to stroke wood. We know that. What is this? And he's going to shove them into her wound.
He's shoving his seeds.
He puts it. Puts his seeds in her. He already did that once.
Yeah.
I know. I was just gonna say this
into
is
her
a weird
bloody womb.
Metaphor.
So he shoves the seeds in her body. Let's just take a moment and understand how fucking filthy this is. The germs, the bacteria.
And then the soot on the sword, the ember on the stick. So both Arondir and her may have survived this episode, but they're dead in the next few days. Him from the orc blood he got herpes from, and her from all the bacteria in the seeds and the ember.
Staph infection.
They're both dead.
Good. She gets an infection from this.
Thank God. Huh?
Not to mention that they're also dead from a pyroclastic flow.
Yeah, well, we're not there yet.
Maybe if you ground the seeds into a powder and then made a poultice out of it, you'd still use a cloth and it would actually prevent the material.
But she was like eating them as medicine.
But he just puts it in there and now says, do it. What did that accomplish? So here you go. Here's the wood on the wound. Now, I made the joke in my video, Rambo 3'd it, but Rambo actually poured gunpowder in his wound, lit it on fire, so it traced all the way through to cauterize the entire wound from end to end, which is badass. Rambo 3 kicks ass. This. Whoa. Stupid.
Now, let's just rub soot in the wound. That'll help.
Tranquil Waters is saying in the chat that it's canonical that elves can't get sexually transmitted disease. They can't die from AIDS.
Well, let's see what happens when he gets the orc pox, okay? Talk to me then. And, oh, my God. What is he? This is disgusting.
That's so much blood. What did it hit?
That was a shoulder wound. And others have pointed out, I failed to. there's still internal bleeding. Like you guys just said, there's still internal bleeding going on.
Yeah.
With that much blood, like normally for an arrow wound, cauterization is enough. But when it's pouring out like that, internal bleeding is going to be a bitch.
That's when you take the hot poker and shove it in there. Then you hear her scream and moan. Lady.
Oh, yeah.
And all right, so we got this. Now here we have them watching her and cry some more. Man the fuck up.
Where did the orca attack go? Or should they be attacking that building?
Well, the lady looked out the window and she saw movement.
Yeah. Well, we forgot to mention that this little boy needed his mom to tell him a bedtime story before the battle, so it makes sense why he's being.
And we got to get the snot tear dribble on the end of the nose.
What is like the last few years? Snot tears are like so popular. I don't get it.
Gross.
I mean, it's one thing in anime because anime is overdone emotional reactions, and that's part of a crying gag in an anime. But these are people. I don't want to see snot tears.
Quick side question.
Yeah.
Who's more of a crybaby? The bastard child here or the kid from Ghost Stories?
Oh, God. Dude. No. I'd already forgotten that shit. Good Lord. I had literally put that in a deep, dark corner of my mind, and I hadn't thought about it. Ugh. All right. Now she wakes up, and everybody's happy. But here come the orcs. I don't know, because here comes Adar. Now here are all the orcs. All 50 of them.
Oh, God.
Yay.
They're going to break in, but uh-oh. You know,
Yeah, look for me on the 50!
All right,
that was
now.
actually a good shot. I want to say that shot there was actually quite nice because the fog covered up all the uniforms.
All right, now we're going to pause here.
True.
And we're going to get there. Then we're going to switch out because we got to bring it up. We need a nice, clear screen cap. And, they got to focus on her. Got to focus on him. Here they come. All right.
Oh, they're having too much fun in those saddles.
Here we go.
Oh, that is so bad.
Now, I want to give a shout out again to Oren Axford, one of my subscribers who included me on an email to a lot of people who are reviewing this to alert me originally to this fact on Wednesday that they had copy and pasted this atrocity. Here's his original. Actually, no, wait.
Is there even 300 horsemen in that charge, though?
No, there isn't.
No.
Now, here, first is his original one that he sent me, and then we're going to go to a clearer one that I took from the. Why isn't it going into one thing? Here we go. All right, let me full screen this. Okay, first is his original one that he sent me, where he marked out several of the ones just to get us started. Because now it's time to play Where's Waldo? Numenor edition.
It's kind of funny because you can see like a pattern emergency. Like,
there is.
You've ever done the clone tool in Photoshop, and then you notice, this isn't random anymore.
Now here's he
like
pointed
they
out.
didn't even reverse the images. So
No, some of them. We start here.
Opposite sides.
Start them at different times.
Note this one right here. Now we're going to go to the screen cap I took. Nice high res. From here we go. Look how clean that is. All right,
you can really see it there.
Right there.
That one. Yep.
And right there.
Yep.
And then we have him.
Yep.
Him.
Right next to each other.
Let me zoom in on this some more for you guys. Let's see if I can zoom in on this some more. All right, there we go. There we go. All right. So him. That's all the same guy, all the way to there.
Yep.
That's the same dude.
And then you have the chick, like right in the front line. There's two of the chicks with their arm out.
These are there's Boob Armor, not Moob Armor. There's this guy right here is also that guy right there. And back here, these guys are the same. All these guys are the same.
They did such a sloppy job. Like it's just like they took it, like put the one in front behind.
That guy's the same right there.
Yep.
It's like they only had 5 people and they decided to make an entire small.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say army.
This is a couple of squads. I don't know. So there's Guyladriel Warrior Queen or her stunt double.
This is the big army they send to save the world.
Who is that trying to save next to her? Is that
that's
Halbrand.
Okay.
And there's
the off the ships. They had no cranes.
Yeah. Now we talk about this. Last week I said, show me the mustering grounds.
Yeah.
Where they get these guys. Yeah, how did they get those ships? Were not designed to disembark horses. As Doctor said last week, we spent a good 10-20 minutes talking about the horse on the crane, putting down. They had to crane the horses on there. How are you going to get them off?
You got to break the boats.
Push them off the edge.
All right, let's go over here. See if we can find any over here. Let's see.
There's Skyrim horses. They can do whatever.
I think this guy is this guy. Is he? Well, now we have here's the boob armor chick again. I think it's the same one that's over here.
Yep,
the boob armor.
They've got one chick on set.
Again, like I said, they didn't even reverse the images to make it look like the arms are on the opposite side or anything. It's so easily identifiable.
Yeah, it's extremely lazy. For the most expensive television show ever made.
Even in the live shot of motion, you can tell it's copy-paste.
So this is sad. And did they not, if we caught it the first time, again, everything's been done. Internet autism, there's the boob armor chick again, right there.
Is the boob armor chick right next to Halbrand too?
Yeah, that's her right there. Yeah, it's name around. Yeah, there she's there. Here's the original shot of her over here, boob armor chick. 1, 2, 3. There she is again right there. There she's 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 again right there. Then let's go over here. Here she is. Here she is over here.
God, this is so bad.
Let's go over here. There she's again. There she's again. And I think that might be her too right there.
Well,
and there she is right there. And there she is right there. I'm going on backwards, but this is lazy. This is pathetic and sad. Like Jed said, $60 million an episode.
God.
You can't hire a few extras on a few more horses.
This shot I can understand a little bit more because there's horses, and horses are hard to corral into one shot. It's easier this way, but they still could have done costume changes to break up the image and make it more believable.
Right. And change the way
horses are also expensive.
Yeah.
So
$60 million.
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah.
Well, right now
I
CGI is so expensive that CGI is way more expensive right now than the horses and extras and armor. Like it'd be more expensive route that they took.
Yeah.
But I think isn't now to play by their rules. Isn't it worse to make computers run hot and cause more climate change than to have horse do methane farts? I don't know.
I don't know.
But using logic.
By playing by their rules, by their stupidity.
Well,
because
we've criticized
California.
Because California.
Go ahead.
Well, we've criticized their armor a lot, but there's a shot in this scene that we get an extra look at something really bad.
Look at the chick with the thing. Okay, go over to the side.
My left or right?
It would be our left.
Okay. Here?
No, keep going over one more. That lady and then the horse next to it looks like the same horse.
No. Well, that's a dude. Well, they specifically...
No, like the horse is the same. Like it looks.
Well, so they're compositing different people on.
Oh, dude, you're right. The leg is exactly. Well, maybe that leg might be different.
The head's in a different position, different angle.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's a separate. No. Yeah. No. It's a
that
different horse.
So
the legs just happen. That's just.
Okay, that's just. Like that. I'll give it to them.
But another thing they could have done was they could have put the galloping out of sync from horse to horse.
Start the videos at different.
You know what? Honestly, hang on. These are two different chicks. I'm sorry. The spears are different. I take that back. The spears are different. But
no, there's two separate ones.
Yeah, there's
some have it at an angle, some have
it
straight.
That dude's all the same.
Where your mouse was.
That's the same dude.
Oh yeah.
That's the same dude. So is that right there? Yeah, I was wrong. That's not. There's two boom armor chicks. Let's go look over here again, real quick. Yeah, that's the same boob armor chick on the far to the far to the left. Yeah.
Oh, she's over way in the end too. Look.
Yep. Yeah, that's the same one there. That's the other chick. So there's boob. All right, so I take it back. We have to be good. And there's two different boob armor chicks. You could tell by the way they're holding their spear. There's angled spear and there's straight spear. One of them likes it in an angle, and one of them likes it straight up.
That's right.
What happened to hiring women? There's way more dudes.
There's the angle, and there's the one who takes it straight up.
I mean, if they're going to copy and paste, they could at least pasted more women, right?
Yeah. If you're gonna put fake women out there, you could put more fake women in there.
Yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be sons and daughters of Numenor.
That's right.
All right. Anyway.
Can't take away from Guyladriel. But real fast before we move on past this charge. So I was saying we've criticized the armor a lot, but there's a certain shot that we see a piece of armor that people haven't really criticized yet, that we didn't really see before. And I'm going to make some assumptions about Lady B because she's in California. Have you ever seen a group of women going to exercise? Is there something that they all kind of seem to wear in their bottom halves? It's kind of cliche and incredibly ineffective.
Like yoga pants?
Yes. Just like yoga pants.
I don't know. Oh, goodness. Oh, leggings. Oh, my
All right, you earned that one. You teased us earlier. You look at his face. Those yoga pants are riding up into the unknown.
No, those are just like Spags or something. I don't know. No, they look really bad. That doesn't look like kind of... You don't...
I think he likes it. I think he likes it.
How did they don't have this type of technology for those type of pants back then?
I know, like, that's so bad. You wear like loose baggy things to ride.
So I don't know if how much you guys know about armor, but cavalry armor is different from infantryman armor. Like there's
you're not gonna wear scale armor.
There's panels on the hips that flare out to protect your legs.
Yeah, he's got no guarding on his legs. They're
this
wearing
is not
skirts.
armor you would wear if you're in a cavalry unit.
Yeah, they've got no leg protection. Yeah, exactly. None. At all. Not even.
They're not even wearing good boots. They're wearing.
Yeah, they at least
boots.
have knee-high boots at the very least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything is so wrong about that.
And you're supposed to not have such big boots too for riding a horse. But yeah, the caption on this was yoga pants, so I was just running with that.
Well,
it's so flexible and smooth. Those look like comfy ass pajama bottoms. I'd wear those.
Look what you did. You allowed us to point out how bad the armor is and how fat that guy is on the right. Look at that. It's spilling out there.
I still can't figure out if is that supposed to be metal armor that's painted? Is it sculpted leather, boiled leather armor? It's not clear at all.
It's plastic.
It looks plastic.
Actually,
because
boiled leather armor, and it wouldn't lie like that. It's too thick.
Remember when Elendil, here, I'll scroll back on mine. I'll scroll back. What I'm at?
It has to be sculpted something for the moves to work.
Remember this right here. Here's a shot of Elendil when he's walking away from Guyladriel on the boat, and they're all wearing the same thing. All right, I'm gonna go back here. It's smooth on the back.
Yeah.
Why?
It's scaled on the front.
So they're decorative scales.
That makes
sense.
Okay, like the Greek hoplites actually wore this really cool leather armor that was, it was baked in layers, and it was actually really hard, and like a leather helmet
I've
actually
heard that
deflects an
stuff
arrow.
before. Like, it's really...
there are types of leather armor that are really awesome, but why would you make it look like scales? I mean,
I know the whole point of scale armor is that it has, like, mine had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different points of attachment, and every point of attachment and how it's overlapped increases the strength of it. And here's something so stupid. I had a brass scale armor shirt, and it's like, I have a large chest, and you still wouldn't have the kind of like curvature that we're getting in the show.
Thank you for letting us know. I needed that.
Just for historical accuracy here.
But I mean, it's like they have one size fits all armor for all occasions, and it's like that's not how armor works. That's not how.
No, and it's different types of officers, especially naval officers, wouldn't be wearing this shit.
But so point is though, the point is this is some sort of, again, people who think something looks cool, so just going to put it on there. They have no understanding of how any of this is supposed to work.
Yeah. I mean,
so you got guys. You got guys riding a horseback with no greaves.
One of the illustrators for the Lord of the Rings movies was made his own armor and did tournament competitions. Like, he knew his stuff inside and out. So when he designed the armor, he also had to design it so the actors would be able to wear it. Like, he knew his stuff. Whoever designed this armor didn't know what the hell they were doing.
Yeah.
So there you go. I enjoyed that. We tore this apart on so many levels just now. We even got technical on the armor.
Yeah.
It's a shit show. It's a shit show.
Yeah.
I would be embarrassed.
If
I was the costume designer on the show, I would be embarrassed.
Now, let's shift gears on this scene again. How far were they supposed to ride again?
A day.
According to them, a day.
A day.
Actual geography, a few hundred miles. All right, and then I said this earlier. I don't remember if it was pregame or now. Anyway, I've said it so many times I don't remember. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's say they were really a day away. Forget the mountains, forget the rivers, forget the supplies they need, forget being all that. You cannot full gallop your horses to get there in time. If you did, to quote from Return of the King, both horse and man must have the energy to fight when we get to when we get to Minas Tirith. Talking about why they're camping on the way to Minas Tirith. We must have everybody. It gets exhausted doing this.
Also, a full gallop, even in an open field like that, is actually dangerous for the horses. I mean, any sort of hole in the dirt could cause them to go lame. I mean, there's all kinds of.
But you need this cool shot, man.
I suppose.
You need Guyladriel Warrior Queen.
My question is, where did the field come from? We saw a wide shot of the village. They're surrounded by forest.
Yeah.
Well, they're coming.
And
from
why are they
someplace.
doing a big, broad charge when they need to funnel down onto that?
That's the problem with this whole
bridge?
series. Time and distance mean absolutely nothing on this show.
Nothing.
Oh, that's why in my video I did a joke about them being the Doctor, because the laws of time are theirs.
Yeah.
Now, somebody else pointed out, I believe it might have been an FNT yesterday or somebody else's review I watched. It's early dawn here. Sun is just rising. Yet when we cut back to
pay attention when Adar walks into the inn,
it was still dark.
See what the background is like,
and they're gonna be there. So it's still gonna be darker. So now we have this, and it's all ridiculous. This should not happen, and that's not 300 people. Or maybe.
And how do they know where they're at? I
How
need a
where they're
harp
going.
on that.
And why are they spread out? Why aren't they just going single file?
Because
they're not sand people.
All right, orcs bust in. It's still dark. It is still dark outside. Look, you can see through the door. It's still night. But they're coming from where the sun is rising, so it's lighter where they are. Go fuck yourself. It's not.
Maybe they're bringing the sun.
Oh, they try to fight.
Light, guys. Oh,
kill them all. Kill them all.
Kill them all. And this ends badly real quickly. And here we go. Now, here we go.
Nikki in the chat has a very important thing to what we were just talking about. There was 163 horses in that charge.
Oh, thank you, Nikki Cunningham.
What happened to the
I bet it was
rest?
E05. I bet they counted that shit. I bet E05 counted that shit. We're not that anal.
Right.
We are not that anal. But we think whoever said that, thank you, Nikki, for bringing that up. All right, so 163 horses. Oh, no, I just realized, where's Muriel in that charge?
She's already got to the overlook. She's like, oh, you guys have your moment.
Where's Muriel? Where's McQueen? She's not depicted there. I just realized that.
She's hiding with her stable boys.
Hello. That's a deleted scene. Or somebody kept it for themselves. Anyway, so we saw it's dark outside, and now here comes the where's the key sword? Where's the key sword scene? God damn it, screens, multiple screens. I have them. All right, here he comes. Now I want to get to the moment here where Arondir is refusing to tell where it is, where he hit it. There's two things about this that are stupid. First, as he goes to threaten baby mama Bronwyn, let me see if I can get to that shot right there, because I wanna freeze on her.
Was this the same place he hit it the first time?
No, that was the barn where the interrogation happened.
Okay.
Now, they just start killing people. I was like, yes,
that was the moment Adar became my favorite character.
Happy.
Just do it. I mean, that we're evil. We're bad. All right, now come on, put the sword to Bronwyn's neck. Come on, do it.
It's the most evil thing that he's done in the
Here
show
it comes.
so far.
And just kill her. Yeah.
I was surprised they actually killed a woman in this scene.
And they weren't even reacting. They're just like, oh, yeah, daddy. That's the best they got.
Now, it's a reacting. Now, there you go. Now, look. She's got the defiant look. You can do nothing to me. I am Bronwyn the Mighty. I have slain 2 orcs with
Just
a sickle.
I will
Just
defiantly
imagine that
beat out any
face looking
tables.
up at you. It's immediately we're done.
Power of the
If she's
V,
looking
guys.
up at,
Power of the V.
I have had a child. You do not know that pain. You can shut up. I am a woman, proud and strong. So she looks defiantly. Everybody else was like, ooh, as they died. She is defiant to the bitter end. Now, Arendir, to his credit, keeps his mouth shut. He's willing to let his baby mama die. But badass teenage mustache Theo, he's going to break because he watched where Arendir hit it. Now, let me ask you guys this. If you were going to hide something that important.
Prison wallet.
All right, you both get muted for that. Jinx, you're both muted. Jinx, buy me a Coke. Anyway, all right.
Why did you introduce that to us?
Damn you!
I'm so
Okay.
glad we did that at the same time.
That's the power of live television, folks. Anyway,
why do you invite us back?
Because you're the only ones that show up. That's why.
We're the only ones who could.
Yeah. All right. In all seriousness, seriously, you're fighting this battle to protect the key sword. That's why they didn't run away. That's the only reason you can think why they went. You're fighting for the key sword. Where would you hide it in your tavern keep, where they're going to be eventually when they go to kill a lot of people and then ransack it for whatever
another
reason?
thing to think about that area where they're at. Wasn't it established when they first attacked the village that there were like tunnels underneath those places?
The orcs dug those tunnels, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
so
so
trying to
if,
fill
like-
in the ends of them, yeah.
Honestly, I would have thrown it down the well.
Yeah, why didn't you throw it down the well?
Yeah.
I would have hid it out in the woods.
Or I would have buried it somewhere. I would have put it in my prison wallet. I don't know. Put it somewhere where they're not where it's out of the way. But no, the story requires it to be right there, to stupidly hidden under a stone that when they ransack the place they might have found. Very realistic possible.
My bigger problem than Arondir hiding it there is A, how does Theo know? And B, he's standing right on top of it. And an orc is holding him there. An orc said, hey, stand here. I'm making you stand here. Right on top of it. He's like, it's down there.
Yeah. They get the sword key out, and
the only explanation is if he has some sort of psychic connection to it and he can sense it.
Well,
they didn't explain that.
Well, earlier they had him
He
watching.
looked at him, but this is
go
an
away.
elf.
Yeah,
he has heightened senses. He would have noticed if he was
true,
being followed.
but he's a half elf, so I don't know. I'm just
And
I'm
he would have had
trying
to
to play
be
devil's
inside
advocate the
this-
best I can.
He would have had to be inside the tavern when he hit it. Otherwise, he would just know it's in here somewhere.
It's still no matter what way you come at this, it's bad.
It's bad.
Yeah. It's bad. So here we go.
Bad.
He's looking lovingly at the key sword. It's his whole reason for being right now.
Just stroking it, making
And
it
now
grow.
the rumbling. The rumbling begins.
Meanwhile, it's still dark as fuck in there.
I know it's still dark as hell, but now we're gonna
And the
cut to
door's
outside,
open.
and it's dawn. Now, it's suddenly dawn.
Jurassic Park.
And now, okay, I missed this during my review. I missed our musk because they got the music, they got all kinds of stuff going on. He goes, so and so old man who has been loyal to me for maybe 24 hours. I have a job for you. He's
I
still
would have trusted to a random orc.
He's still holding it right there. Okay? I have a job for you. They're there.
Yeah.
How
The
does he get
Numenorians
away?
are there. Where does he have the time to switch it? I mean, now I'm going to take responsibility for my mistake. 1 second. I said in my review, I missed that Guyladriel had her hands on it the whole time after they took it from Adar in a couple moments. I was wrong. See, I can admit when I was wrong. I missed it. But this still makes no sense, especially when you take into effect what it looks like to have a hammer wrapped up tightly in cloth as opposed to a long dildo. that may or may not vibrate.
I hope it vibrates.
It also spins around.
Yeah, and it gives off smoke. Maybe that does something too. Maybe the smoke is a part of it. I don't know. But here they come. Now, I guess they decided not. I guess they're coming from where the bridge isn't. Because that's from the other end of town. I thought the bridge
But they
was
came
the
from
only...
the tower, and yeah, that's the only approach.
I thought the bridge was the only way.
And where's the
Didn't they go over the bridge?
Yeah,
no, I don't see them go over the. Did they just go over the bridge? I didn't see them go over the bridge.
They showed a shot of it, but they can't have.
They're just coming in. See, they're just coming in from. They're coming in from the other side.
In a shot, in a minute, they do show them going over the bridge.
Other ones.
That,
so
they
you mean to tell me?
Around.
So you mean to tell me there's multiple ways into town?
Especially when there's no walls, by the way.
Wow.
It's almost like that's what happens when there's no walls around your town.
Okay. Fighting
it's still
resumes.
dark in there.
Yeah.
Oh, now, it's a little bit lighter.
Oh no, there's some light. No, there's light. There's light.
There's
now, badass
light.
Teenage Mustache gets a kill in. Now he can fight. Now they're coming over the bridge. There you are. They managed.
So
to
yeah,
get
they came from both
sides.
sides. How'd they know there was a battle there to plan ahead
Both
to
sides,
come
huh?
at it from pincer move?
What I've been asking.
Like you said, Muriel's on a hill. Maybe she got there ahead of them and said, "Guys, over here. I teleported. I fast traveled. I've mapped it all out for you."
How many soldiers are doing this?
I see.
Because if they're coming from both sides,
there's a women's.
Oh,
I see a women's.
I feel so
congratulations,
represented, guys.
And now the Numenorians kick their ass. Now we're gonna get a close up of Orc going "Arr!" in a second. And are you ready? He's like, "Ah!"
I thought they couldn't go in the sun.
It's not sun.
Well, they're all
They
wearing
forgot
hoodies.
about
Fine.
that.
No,
You
I
can't
barely
remember what
dawned.
happened 5 minutes ago.
Okay, are you ready for her?
Oh my god!
Here she
Ah!
comes. And he's now the chain thing.
Power of the chain. God.
Do orcs not know how to duck a little bit? They just have to go.
Oh, this whole chain thing is stupid to begin with.
It is.
I mean,
Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you might kill like the ones in the front, but the rest of them are just gonna fall
yeah.
over.
All right, now I'm waiting for her. Come on,
They get knocked
baby.
down, but they get up again.
Yeah, where is she? Now Arendir's out. There's a Lindell who's gonna get knocked off his horse real quick. And they're just gonna mow these. Oh, they're so badass.
They're just riding their horses over them. Okay.
Isn't this a great hero moment, guys? Aren't you so excited by all of this?
no.
And look at what is that?
Just like
Windmilling? That's what a 5-year-old does when they're playing in the backyard, pretend fighting against invisible creatures, wheel kicking and spinning around. That's what I did when I was a kid. No, actually, I did it better than that.
That's what I did.
Yeah, it's a
I did
flourish
it
that
better a few
accidentally
times.
killed someone.
I know. And
But
now
this is the
Theo-
darkest moment of the episode. The bad guys
Okay.
are winning now.
Are you ready for it? She's gonna
And-
wow
oh,
you.
Real fast. She knows she should put her hair in a ponytail during a fight.
Now.
That would have come in useful last episode.
Yeah, well, we commented on that. Here it
Oh,
comes.
well, I'm retarded.
Look how badass she is.
just oh my god! How did you
Ah.
even see that?
I hate that scene. I hate it.
I hate
Physics
it
don't
too.
make sense.
She needs. Does she
And
have
she
a
cuts
saddle
off her
horn? I don't know
head.
if these saddles have good enough saddle horns.
Yeah.
Because her leg is
No.
up in the air. They show her leg up in
All
the
right,
air there.
let's take it back.
So
Let's
she's
take it
got to be
back.
holding
Also,
on by
her horse
arm.
is anywhere near that orc when she
I
slashes
know.
him.
The
That's
physics of
like
it,
you're wearing plate mail, honey. You can't like bend your torso.
and she can't get that kind of angle of attack with the sword from the way she is. So here she
Oh yeah,
goes.
it doesn't even connect.
Horse
All right,
acrobatics. Now
What is she holding on to?
she's I
Where's her
saw
other
here.
arm?
She was
There's
holding on to
actually a
something.
strap. There's like
She was holding on to something. I'll show it to you
there's
right
a
here.
strap on the saddle.
Right there. Look, she's
Yeah.
holding on to something. The right. The D is covering it. She's
that her
right there.
arm?
See right there.
Oh.
There's what she's holding on to.
What is that?
All,
Is that
all
a
I can
handle?
figure out is she has to be. She has some great hip.
What it
flexibility.
is modern day saddle technology put on there so this stunt woman could do it.
Yeah,
That's what that
those are
is.
baby birth and hips.
Uh-oh,
Those are
can't
some
say
good
that.
hips.
Yeah.
No, everyone
Actually,
dies in childbirth. Come
yeah,
on.
elves
That
can't-
straight up looks like a pulley handle.
We've seen Legolas defy gravity in badass ways. That makes sense. But this isn't. This is just, but this thing right there, that is 21st century horse saddle technology.
That's like stunt riding. What I wanted to see in that scene is I wanted to see the arrow bounce off her plate armor.
Or maybe her slap the arrow with her sword because she's an elf and she could probably do that shit.
Yeah.
She has
They haven't established that elves have any kind of magical
Not in this
skills or
show, yeah.
anything.
No.
Well, some people said that her stunt person in these scenes, some of the times it looks like a man pulling a full Taskmaster from Black Widow. I was just really hoping for a scene from the Anna Faris movie where they have a big black stunt man do her motorcycle scenes.
I think
awesome.
that's a chick. I think that's a chick right
Like,
now.
look at that. Her sword isn't anywhere near the orc.
Yeah, and now the horse
It's
is
already
actually
past
shying away from it. And that angle, there's no way she gets that angle to do that kind of... all right, well, you notice that she does...
So Tranquil Waters is saying she's holding on to her stirrup. So when she bent over, did she have her leg kick up the other side stirrup to grab onto that, and that's what she's hanging from?
I think they added.
I
that
don't
there for them to hold
know.
on to.
I don't think that's the.
No matter what.
No, I think there's an extra loop actually tied to the top. of the saddle.
Yeah. There's
at the saddle horn.
Yeah, there's something there that they put there for the stunt woman or man to
like
hold on to,
like a circus performer would use.
Yeah, there's something that shouldn't be there to allow them to do that. Either way, it's terrible. And you notice now that's the extent of her fighting in this battle. We went through all that stuff last episode of how awesome she was. That's it.
Pretty
because
much.
Morford Clark didn't like fighting because she was traumatized.
He dodges a spear later on, but that's about all you get.
That's the scene that's the scene we played over and over again. Anyway, now he just falls off, and here's some really bad
he jumped
choreography.
off his horse. He jumped off his horse to tackle those guys for no reason.
Now he's going to do really bad choreography, wide swings, and suddenly he's got a different sword here. He hasn't drawn his own sword, and it's just
Orcs have high blood pressure, obviously.
All of this is terrible choreography.
Look how that guy jumped off that
constantly.
And now this is so stupid. You're trying to kill a guy. You're not going to continually hack at him. Oh, I went too far. Now let's watch it as he sees Mr. Dumbass, his dumbass buddy, as he gets pulled down.
There's a lot of blood splurting in this episode.
Yeah,
like I said, they have high blood
look at
pressure.
this.
They explode.
Watch him hacking like that. You don't keep hacking. You step on his balls, and then you kill him. Now, this is all over the place. Wild swinging.
I know. It's like every
sharp are
time
their
you
swords?
How is he not
open
dead?
yourself up like this, they're gonna stab you.
How sharp is
Gimli?
Gimli. I was gonna say Gimli. I was gonna say Gimli. Nice catch.
But they also
Gimli.
keep cutting away before their hits actually, their strikes actually hit, before they actually connect with anything. Like they keep trying to edit around the violence, maybe for rating purposes. I don't know, but
that orc looks like he just had a really good time with Missionary. He's just
Oh, yeah.
needing a nap.
it's just the whole sequence is weirdly.
I just-
edited.
I was wondering, like, you know those three guys? There's this Isildur and his two friends.
No, I haven't had three guys.
Stooges, you know, like how would they know how to fight like they're seamen?
Because Guyladriel kicked their ass last week. That's why.
Okay. That
They've been
explains it.
trained.
They've been trained.
now.
The
All right, so
powers.
Yeah,
here's,
they were the Coast Guard. They did have some training.
here's Muriel. How she got there, because we didn't see her with the rest of the cavalry in the other shot. Who knows?
That's like that
Isildur's
Armor
there.
was so dumb with the big tits. I'm just
He's got a hard on to get in there. She just tells him to go. Why he's with them? Why is he with the Queen's honor guard?
Yeah, he's a stable boy, not Queen's Guard.
He should have been left back on
Why
the
did
ship.
she send him in?
he's not even as strong, Jed.
Out of everybody she could have chose, why him?
And
I think
He's
he's
a
going
stable
to get into
hand.
the fight because his dad is there. I don't know, but
Why
shouldn't
did
he
We
you
be
just
be
breezed
here?
past her stupid ass helmet, though.
yeah,
Why
we
did
are.
Statue
you
of
go out
Liberty
like the
looking
one
motherfucker.
lone
We have
rider
to.
to fight them? That is
Stupid.
stupid.
That's
I
the
know.
reinforcements.
Alindal's doing what he's supposed to do, fighting from horseback, but now he's going to get taken down. And I think they're all. I bet this is now they think he's now he's trying to get to his dad, and he jumps over guys. It's just his horse gets stabbed, and that's supposed to be for later. Now Alindal's going to get taken down. and Isildur's going to try and get there. Now,
Thank
what is that?
God
What is that? Jumping over the orcs?
Oh my goodness, that looks fake too.
Yeah, because it is.
Yeah, everything's fake.
In real life, it's very difficult to get horses to jump over bodies laying on the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had a war horse that's been trained, even then they don't actually go near bodies.
They're going to plow
stand
through
still
shit.
in the middle of a fight, and so they won't run away, but they won't actually go near bodies.
And aren't war horses trained to plow through shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, tanks.
Possibly.
Yeah. So now Elendil's going to be saved by Sauron, and I bet they think they're so clever because we know he's Sauron, but no one else does, so he just saved him. Then he's going to kill him in the War of the Last
Hey
Alliance.
guys, he has black armor. You'll never notice it's him.
He's Sauron. We know he's Sauron. I don't know. No, we all know he's Sauron, and we all see what you're trying to do here. That he saves the man he's going to kill at the end of the Battle of Mount Doom during the end of the Battle of the Last Alliance. We all know this.
His hair conditioner game is on point. I gotta say that.
Yeah. And now he's going to ride off. But don't worry, we'll get more Sauron. And now
Those
father
plumes
son
are awful.
All right, here it comes. Here it comes.
No, they're too long.
I don't even have to play. We can just go right to it.
Oh,
no, she
I
comes
do
up
want to
here.
praise this. That's the best choreography in the show. That move right there, because
Now-
he followed up attack.
Yeah,
I was wrong here. I was wrong about something. I have to admit, I admitted in my review, I admitted here. When I first talked about these fanfic arcs, these characters that don't exist being there, I said there's no way they can come together with actual characters. Well, they did it. They did it. They brought him to Guyladriel's presence to tell her that Adar over there.
He's a bad guy.
He's got the MacGuffin. Go get the MacGuffin.
He has the dildo sword. Go get
let him
it.
get
And
it.
the way
Now-
he says it is
He's
really
like, I
awkward. It's
can get a bigger
the
dildo.
item that
What's
he
up?
possesses cannot be allowed to escape, or whatever his line right there is really bad.
Yeah, and now because I have it,
Who is that?
Commander of the Northern Armies. Guyladriel.
How would he?
Do you hate us?
it was
Do
all.
you hate us?
Yes, you must suffer with me.
Do you hate women?
This is all done for this. This entire episode is, I believe, built, and last episode built for this moment, so you can have them be in awe of her, and so Theo can have a wet dream later that night.
Yeah.
They're all gonna have wet dreams about her.
Yeah.
They're all gonna wish that she is pegging them.
So like,
That's all
oh
they
my
want.
god, Galadriel.
This
Oh,
is
I wanted.
they have tried to build her up as something so awesome. They think they've done the job in 6 episodes, that we are all madly in love with her. We think she's the greatest thing ever, that she can do no wrong, that she's awesome and badass. But in fact, she's universally hated.
I was happy at the end. Even though I know next week's episode is going to take away my
Cheetos.
happiness.
Yeah, that was a happy ending. Them
Yeah.
all dying together.
Yep, that was a very happy ending.
They want to have these men in awe of this glorious Whammons. Now,
Even he pronounces it like a read. Look at his mouth right there when he's saying Guyladriel. Like
He's
he's so
like,
over-pronouncing it. He can't even. His voice changes.
He's
just
drooling
coomed a
over
little.
her.
He just coomed a little.
He did.
Because remember, he is a young elf, and he has heard the legends of the Scourge of the Orcs.
How does he recognize her though?
Hey,
He
how
wants to
could
recognize
you
her.
not? How
It's
could you
just
not?
a blonde elf, and it's not even her armor.
But she's been doing fabulous horse acrobatics. It's
The
got
magic,
who
the
else?
magic aura.
all right. And now Guyladriel Warrior Queen is going after her, and Sauron spots her going after him. Now remember this. I pointed this out in my own review, and others have as well.
Yep.
He has gone off in a completely opposite direction.
Well, he's Sauron. He can teleport.
Exactly. He's going to show up at the end of this. And now here's another thing that I said from my review. In order to catch up to him, she whispers to her horse like Arwen whispers to her horse to make it go faster. It's going to catch up. Let's skip ahead.
When that
Here it
scene happened,
comes.
I knew it was from somewhere, and I couldn't remember where.
Yeah. And she's right there. And then here comes Sauron out of nowhere. And my response was, well, he's Sauron. He teleported, just like you guys just said. I made no bones about it. Didn't mince words. He got there because he's Sauron, and he teleported over.
Yeah.
Physics be
Shouldn't
damned.
Guyladriel at least be questioning this?
No, because she's horny.
No.
Don't you understand? She's horny.
They all just want to
fuck.
She has been thinking about him this whole time. We're going to find that out real soon. Knocks him over, and here the horse gets up. And at this point, that still looks like sword key. Now, here's where you get hit. Now, I noticed the black blood immediately, and I thought, oh, black blood. Okay. And now we get the exchange. Do you recognize me?
Why would you recognize him?
Because we're going to find out he's seen Sauron before. But
this...
We're going to learn. Well, we'll get...
I know, Tranquil Waters. Yes, we did need some Daemon right here. This guy is much more manly than Daemon here.
No.
Halbrand is greater than Daemon right now.
No.
How would Adar even recognize
Matt's
Sauron?
Well, he would. Well, that's he was
Sauron
checking.
form.
Now, that's the thing. The stands are going to argue. The Sauron Halbrand deniers are still going to argue that he's not Sauron because Adar to recognize, and why would he want to kill Adar and kill all those orcs? And my argument is we're going to learn in the moment, we learn that Adar apparently killed Sauron.
Yeah, killed that
some time ago. Well, he killed that physical form. So this is Sauron Halbrand making sure that Adar doesn't know who he is. That's what this is.
Okay.
And the answer to him killing all the orcs, he wanted to kill Adar because Adar ganked him. He straight up ganked him, apparently. So it's a legitimate, I want to kill you.
That makes sense. That makes like insanely too much sense for this show.
But that's my reasoning. That is my reasoning.
No, I agree with that.
And
I thought he wanted to kill him because he stopped him from making his ring, but
I think it's because these orcs are loyal to Adar.
And they're Adar's spawn. That's why he has no problem. People say, well, why is he killing all the orcs? He needs them. Well, these are Adar's orcs. These are Adar's spawn.
No offense, you think that Halbrand's trying to play them, so he would obviously kill orcs just to go along with his plan, like regardless of if he knew any of this other stuff, right?
But even that, since they're Adar's orcs, his spawn, he has no problem killing them because it's an extension of his revenge. So that's my argument is he has no problem killing any of this because he hates Adar for ganking it.
But none of this makes any sense because Sauron's big Morgoth failing plan is to go experiment up in the north, but they also said his big Morgoth failing plan was making this dam. And so Adar co-opts that plan, and then Sauron's going to co-opt Adar's co-option of his original plan that he decided to get rid of for the Northern Tower plan.
Stop.
So
don't think, just consume.
So he goes north, he makes a dam, he wants to make an explosion, but yet Adar is still following the plan, even though he's pissed off with Sauron.
Yeah, what's Adar's plan? He thinks comes after the volcano for Adar?
I can't figure out Adar's next plan other than like he wanted to make it dark to protect his orcs.
Yeah, that's it. Give them a home. He has his whole speech later. Even everybody deserves a home.
But that's Sauron's plan.
No.
But the timeline doesn't work because he would have had to set up the whole damn thing before the tunnels were there that Adar dug just recently. So
you're thinking, stop.
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna build a dam with the release valve, why not dig the tunnel then to the volcano?
Yeah.
Anyway, Guyladriel stops and says, "I need him alive." Oh, you do. You do. Remember that, guys. Remember that. Now it's victory. We've won. Everybody's celebrating. Now, I want to remark, this is stupid. We're just going to breeze by this. They have a little thing. Lieutenant guy who can't swing a sword right says, "Come on, Isildur, we're going to be put on scouting patrol." And other guy says, "I don't think I want to fight anymore. I've seen enough battle for my lifetime. I want to stay here and help villagers."
Yeah,
it's not just any scouting party. Gladriel's putting together a new outfit, and they want to join Gladriel's.
Yeah.
I want to be with Guyladriel.
And then let's all have a bro hug. Okay, now the interrogation scene.
Back in the shed that they didn't burn somehow.
Yeah, well, and this is day one film school noob. Dutch angles make you feel cool.
Yeah.
Crap.
Okay. I see. I didn't know what a Dutch angle was till Az
Yeah,
started
this
saying it
Dutch
over and
angle
over
looks
again.
awful.
I didn't know
Right
what
here.
that
The only other time I've seen Dutch angles be used this poorly and this regularly is in the original Thor movie. That movie is flushed with them.
Have you ever seen
Well-
Battlefield Earth, the movie?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but I still like
Lucky
Kenneth Branagh.
bastard. But yeah, they use Dutch angles quite a bit in that movie too.
Yeah, but you know what?
Dutch angles, lens flares. Sounds like a
Yeah,
a
that's it.
production company.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, that's
Thor
very
one-
bad reboot.
Thor 1 was Kenneth Branagh, and I'll let him do whatever he wants. He's Kenneth Branagh.
It's true.
I'll let Kenneth Branagh do what he wants because Kenneth Branagh can give me a good movie, whether he's on screen or directing. All right.
It's very
and
true.
his Shakespeare is the definitive Shakespeare.
Mhm.
4 hours.
What you do about nothing.
4 hours of brilliance.
Hamlet, dude. Hamlet.
Yeah, I meant his Hamlet. Yeah, his Hamlet. I said his Shakespeare's definitive Shakespeare. Can you tell I'm brain dead at this point? No. Yeah, his Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet is the definitive Hamlet
It's so
live
good.
action.
I love that.
It is a work of art. That movie is
You need to go all the way back to his Henry V. That's my favorite.
Oh,
one of
that's
him.
really good too.
Well,
They're
they're
all
all
into
good.
the breach. Yeah, they're all brilliant.
I mean, it's Branagh. It's Branagh. I love Branagh.
Brandon's the legend.
Branagh's awesome. Now, okay, so here we are. The interrogation.
I love that Hamlet.
She's terrible. And we learn she's terrible. So she goes through this whole speech first of how I need you alive. Tell me where Sauron is. And then he reveals that he's the first orc. We already talked about this earlier, so we don't need to rehash that. He's one of the first orcs. Now, I call bullshit on this because why do you still look like this then?
Yeah.
Like when he says, "Well, we prefer Uruk," I was thinking, "It is ma'am."
Yeah.
I wish I had that clip.
I don't think he's a full. Well, no, that's me using logic.
No, he
'Cause I don't
said
think he's
he
a
is,
full orc,
he is
but
the-
yet he says that he's an orc. So
he says that he is one of the original orcs, and he spawns them. Which why
Where's
I said
his
earlier,
wife?
there's got to be some
I think
doggy
maybe
action.
uses
going
blood
on.
transfusions
he
or
responds
something. I don't know.
asexually.
That's why it's taken this long to build this little army. He can only make so many babies at a time.
Hey, stamina's important.
That's right.
Stamina's important. We get this whole story of how we get this. It's a lot of Mishigas. I mean, does anybody really think it matters?
The only reason why
The
it
only
matters
upside-
to me is he's like the only like person that cares about his like children. So I'm like, oh, that's the backstory. Okay.
Okay.
But
The
it's
only
not
reason it
genocide.
matters is because
So that's what we get to.
Guyladriel being Sauron.
He pushes her buttons. That's what I want to skip to that. We forget the whole do this. He starts to push her buttons, and and then she gives the speech after she said, "I need him alive." Suddenly she goes into, "Oh, I'm going to kill every last one of your people, and then I'm going to kill you last to make you suffer." And then he gets the line. Go ahead and say the line. Is that what you're going to say?
Oh, just
Mirror
real fast. But, when she ends her speech, she ends it with a slur about his pointed ears, forgetting that she has pointed ears too.
I missed that. Crack writing. Anyway, so he gets push her buttons and he says, "While you're hunting for Sauron, you've seen his replacement in the mirror all along," or something along those lines.
In your
And
search for evil, it should
I
have
know, I
ended
love
in the
that.
mirror.
It's like, yeah, she is right.
And
Damn,
that is the
dialogue.
That is
you know what? Oh, you guys, I have a new conspiracy theory. This is it, you guys.
Okay. Elrond is not.
Elrond is not Sauron.
Sauron.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
okay.
Dane. You're wrong.
Elrond's not Sauron.
Sauron is Guyladriel.
There you go.
I
Well,
like
she's
Guyladriel.
the new Sauron, which is what he says, and it triggers her, and she went from "I'm going to keep you alive" to "I'm going to kill you right now."
It's basically what happens when you misgender a Twitter person.
That's right.
Okay.
It's exactly right. That's what it
this
reminded me
is
of.
him telling the story about he killed Sauron. We already talked about that. How he killed Sauron for sacrificing his children in his quest to make make something that won't control the flesh but control the hearts. Wherever it goes.
No,
So
he said
cities.
rule over flesh instead of flesh itself or something.
Yeah, bad writing. It's terrible writing. Either way, talking about he's trying to make a ring. He's trying to make
Yeah, the
unnecessarily a
Dutch
ring with
angle.
something.
This is the same shot that it was in the beginning. That's funny.
And
So,
this is
yeah.
where I got my thumbnail from this moment here. And it took me about 3 minutes to get that pause just right when she goes, and now knife at the throat. She went from not kill you to kill you in 2 seconds because he called her out for the truth. He spoke truth. She is an insufferable, evil bitch.
And doesn't he also tell her that he killed Sauron here? And then
that's what he said. He killed
him.
Yeah, that was during that whole thing, and that's why we talked about how that's why Halbrand was making sure that he didn't know who he was. It all fixed together if you realize that Halbrand is Sauron.
Yes.
Like, who couldn't tell that?
Yeah. Now Halbrand stops her, and now we get thirsty.
Oh, I wanted them to fuck so bad here. Oh my goodness.
This conversation was like basically, hey, I'm hard for you. Yeah, I'm hard for you too.
It's an anime double confession. I love you. I love you too. I like you. I like you. I felt you while I was writing. I felt you too, or I felt it too. It's terrible, but it's basically what happened to her husband and her child.
You can't get married. You can't have kids. Families are evil. Come on, don't you watch House of the Dragon?
Don't
Children
you want
are
her
awful. You're gonna die at childbirth.
They need to be shipped hard. Like her dick dagger. And it's now, here it is. This is all about them effing. We got 2 episodes to go. All the action is done. There is plenty of time. There is, the way, go, what?
Oh, when he's finishing, he's going to be yelling, I'm Sauron. That's how they found it out.
Yeah.
Say my name.
No.
Say my name.
They're like, Bellbox!
Say my name. Say my name. Halbrand, no. Sauron! And that's how he lets it slip.
Yeah,
because he let it slip in her.
I want to see that scene now.
All right,
but we know she's going to be on top, so
yeah,
no,
just roll away.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if he can. Well, I guess the angles can
peg
happen.
him though? Because I kind of feel like that might happen.
All right, now here's this. They're celebrating with food and drink. Where did that food and drink come from?
The horse's prison wallet.
No, they had no supplies.
You got there before me.
It was in their saddlebags.
No, with the cups too.
Sure.
They're
Everything was
celebrating.
in their
They
prison
have
wallet.
TARDIS ships. Why can't they have TARDIS saddlebags?
And here it is. Here it is.
Women
affirming women.
Affirmation.
They have the same brain.
Yes, Queen Slay.
She is. Look how clean she is too. Look how clean she is. She
Yeah,
was
like,
covered
totally
in dirt
get
and blood.
How's
not
she
a little while
walking
ago.
around?
She has an infection. There are seeds in her.
Shouldn't she be wearing a sling? And
She is right there. There's the sling.
There's a
You
tempest in
can't see it.
Guyladriel, and there's a forest in her.
Oh God.
She has his forest in her.
But
And
either
those
way, so
bloody wombs.
so you are their great leader. Oh, I just did what I had to do. I didn't want this power. Most great leaders never ask for the.
What kills me about this is that all the people who died in the village died because she decided to sabotage the tower.
She has made no good decisions this entire series. Every decision she has made is wrong. How is she great leader? She's horrible. She's stupid.
She's
And
a woman.
Arondir did all the work.
That's what makes her great.
Wham in power, yes, queen.
Slay, Queen Slay. Those orders. You go,
That's what
girl.
pissed me off the most about this episode is that
That's
all the stupid decisions, all the stupid things that happened
Yeah.
is because of her stupid decision in the very beginning of the episode. And it all flows from her incompetence, her inability to lead, and yet here she's getting a pat on the head.
Affirmation.
Yeah.
Got to
Women
affirm
affirming women.
the women's. And the first half of this conversation, Bechdel test passing because they're not talking about a man. They're just talking about how great they both are.
They do talk about Sauron.
Well, I thought I said the first half of the conversation.
Oh,
So the first half of the conversation is the Bechdel test approved. But then here comes Sauron
with a bag he stole off a dead man, according to himself.
And I love how she says, now somebody in my comments somewhere said Halbrand is going to be Theo's father. And she's never met him before because she goes, are you the king we were promised?
No, she has to check out his sack first.
Yes, checks out his sack. There it is. Yeah, he's carrying around that's the symbol, and he just says, "Yeah, that's me. I'm your king. I'm your benevolent overlord. All hail Halbrand."
No, they say the dumbest thing. They're chanting like "All hail the true and future king of the Southlands." That is so freaking long. You don't do like
guys,
3 words for a
song,
chant.
I'm pretty sure the correct chant is "Long live the king." It's pretty easy.
3 words. You don't want to chant longer than 3 words.
Anyway, this is bad, and now it's these people have earned it all along. Yes, they have, and so have the elves. And okay, fine. Moving on, because now we have to have father-son moment.
But we don't even know because, like, they still haven't established that.
It's still hiding his ears.
You gotta hear what Nikki said.
Theo went full Golem in this moment.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Well, again, you guys are exactly right. You brought it up earlier. Jeremy, you brought it up earlier. This thing is the ring. It's supposed to represent the ring, and it's just laying it on so
Theo
goddamn thick.
confesses that just holding on to the hilt made him feel powerful, and it made him feel like he was a badass. And so,
is that a metaphor for puberty?
Yeah, the elf solution is okay. Well, I'll just give this back to you so you can get rid of it.
I'll give it back to you because that'll make you a man by giving it to the Minorians to toss it into the ocean. Oh, and here we go. Now comes the reveal that it's a hammer. Well, I didn't quite get it there.
Max.
That was an that was a hammer after that. Now that
you
was
mean
not
nobody's
the shape.
looked at it?
That was not the shape of what that cloth was.
I'm okay with Guyladriel not noticing, but Arondir knows what it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Guyladriel doesn't know what it's. He just said the item he has.
True.
And axe heads are pretty heavy.
Yeah,
compared to a hilt without a sword attached to it. I don't know.
Well, it depends on what the sword is made out of.
How?
Because the sword could potentially be heavier.
But it's just a hilt. It's not a sword.
Until he puts his finger on it. Now, 2 points here. One, how did he get out of that battle? How did he get there?
Privilege.
How did he get there so quickly? And Eric goes in nice and stiff and hard. He turns it to make sure he hits that special spot. Gotta hit the special spot, otherwise.
Oh yeah, that's it right there. That's it.
There'll be no satisfaction. Okay, let's talk about this whole part here. First of all,
do we have to?
Isn't it
I
convenient?
wish Dre was still here. He hasn't said anything in a while.
Now, how convenient is it that no debris landed over that?
Yeah.
Plot. Okay, let's watch it happen.
Because the plot needed it to happen.
Yeah.
Now, I actually like this sequence. Like this whole thing with the dam bursting and the tunnels flooding. It's actually some of the best animation or practical effects. I don't know if it's a mixture of the two, but it's actually some of the best special effects the show's had.
Right.
Yet it's done for such a stupid purpose.
Yeah, objectively speaking, you can say that. But then subjectively,
it's pretty looking.
It doesn't make any sense. How does that mechanism going to function?
Within this context of the story, it's so stupid that
what's going on?
And it's only a spillway, but it's acting like the dam's breaking. It's just a spillway.
Yeah,
it's supposed to do this.
I'm gonna admit, they got me. They got me with the trenches and the tunnels. Never occurred to me that this is what they were for. We were all talking about how it's to make sure the orcs don't get hit by sunlight.
Well, yeah, this was all Adar's big plan. Remember when he was torturing the orc with the sunlight, said he wanted to blow out the sun or something?
Now, again, the physics. That water is a lot of that's going to get lost on the way in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, here's bad editing.
The horses, guys.
Hold on. Here's bad editing.
Yes.
Why do we have this scene in between that?
It completely breaks up the momentum.
Exactly.
Of the plot.
You should have had this scene, and the whole final part should have been the triggering of the eruption. But we go through this.
Yeah.
Let's just say daddy issues get solved.
They should have put this before the scene where he hands the hilt back to the kid, or the axe.
Look at them hold each other.
What is that? That's super
Let's
romantic.
go back 1 second. I want to go back because let's do the hug. Show him the hug. Come on,
Dude, that's
guys.
more...
Look at that. Oh,
it reminds me of this really horrible movie called Pompeii with Kit Harington in it, and he dies in the end holding a girl like that with the volcano.
I saw that movie in theaters. Yeah,
that's a hug of this
that
is my
was so
pool.
bad. That movie.
There's more sexually like rampant chemistry in this scene than any with Ron.
That's what I'm trying to say. Run all over my joke. That's a hug for a pool boy right there. That's how you hug your pool boy.
Yeah.
Okay, my joke is made.
Is your butt ready for me?
No, it's not. That horse is ready for it.
I know that poor horse, and it gets
okay. How's this for stupid? If this kind of bad thing is happening, whatever happened to the whole thing about animals sensing something bad? That horse should be freaking out right now.
Well, that's what I thought was originally happening. Was the horse was freaking out? Animals were sensing something bad was about to happen.
Yeah, me too.
Nice.
Like in real life, when there's an earthquake imminent, like dogs and cats run away and stuff, and like
birds are flying
they sense
away
it before humans do.
Yeah. That horse is calm as can be. So you're right. No, it was all just set up to have a story about how a master and his horse are bonded, so we can solve. So let's talk about your mother for 2 seconds and solve the manufactured daddy issues that haven't been actually built up properly for 6 episodes. Let's solve our daddy issues.
I never even thought there were daddy issues. I always thought it was just a father trying to protect his son.
It's CW daddy issues, so it's still it's crap. It doesn't make any sense. Either way,
what happens next also doesn't make sense. Like in relation to, because we've constantly established that the watchtower is very close to the town.
Where did the water?
We saw how far that water had to go.
Where did all that water go?
And there's no pressure in these caves because there's trenches. The trenches make it so it's not pressurized. So if they're not going to be popping tops like this.
Remember this. Let's go back. Let me go back to. Let me find the town scene. Yeah, it's after this.
Hey, before we do this, guys, I have to head out. It's almost 7, it's past 7, so I have to go and eat and stuff. So thank you guys for having me on, and I'll see you guys later. And I'm missing the best part.
I know. You're almost there anyway. So thanks, Lady B. You guys can catch Lady Balefire. She's going to join us tomorrow on Roundtable. She'll be back, and she'll get to add her comments to this tomorrow on that if she wants to.
Yeah, well, my big question is why? What are they doing here other than trying to protect the orcs? But I will see you guys next week, probably. Take care, guys.
Right. Good night, Lady B. Thanks for being here. Good night. All right, so now I want to just show this real quick. The map. Remember the layout of the town that we were doing before? Where is it? No, that's still the battle. I went too far. I want the speech. Here we go. Thirsty, thirsty, thirsty. I went too far again.
Well, it's before this.
Yeah, you're right. It's before this. It's here. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. I want to say the mountain in the distance.
Right.
Yeah, I'd say look at how far away it is. God damn it. Either way. So it's really far away. I can't find the picture right now, but it's really goddamn far away.
Yes.
That water making it there in this amount of time, once again, takes time. And it would lose the speed at which with it's traveling to hit the magma pool underneath the volcano. Because I remember that much. It's magma, not lava. Magma beneath the surface, lava on top. So I remember that much from geology. So here it comes. The water is... Oh, I went too far. The water is spewing everywhere. And...
But that's like geyser pressure levels.
Yeah. But also, in order for that to even explode, there couldn't be a cave there. Like, that opening would release all the pressure.
Yeah.
So how the heck is there an explosion?
Yeah, it would just kind of bubble out really fast.
It might splash out from the
physics
hole, but it wouldn't burst like that.
Now, here it comes, rushing through the tunnels. Now, that had to go really far. It would have lost its momentum.
Well, just in that shot where they show inside, it's not full. So why is it pouring out popping off?
Is that enough water to even... Either way, so look at now. It's made it to the slopes of Mount Doom.
Yeah, it wouldn't get there that fast.
And that's Mount Doom. They want you to believe this is Mount Doom because there's only one volcano. And here we go. Again, I got a D in geology. I literally got a D in geology, barely passed. I don't think this is how it works.
And even if it was an eruption, it'd be a baby one.
This is
like
not. Where's
water
the
caused
There
explosions?
wouldn't be an
are tiny.
eruption.
Also, where that's an escape hatch of air.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no
it has to be a
practice in
pressurized. Yeah, it has to be a pressurized container.
This doesn't
Like if the
physically
water,
make
like,
sense.
if the water cooled it off and created a crust underneath it, and that built up pressure underneath, maybe. But the water coming in from the ceiling would just be turned into steam. It wouldn't, and it would escape out the hole it came from.
It would just go back out the hole that it came through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giggity.
So this is bullshit. That what was that nitroglycerin causing an explosion like that?
So
there's
there's actually
C4, dynamite, a nuclear bomb, all that stuff. That's all that.
All it is.
So there's actually, it's almost trending. People searching up how this happened and watching videos on it. And if you watch videos on it, it takes a lot more water than this for a lot smaller explosion.
Yeah, you have to fill up that entire chamber with water, and the weight of the water would have to be causing the pressure to build up. It's like
either way,
there's a lot of very specific stuff, and ice is more common to cause an explosion like that because that's a rapid change that's a more extreme temperature change.
It's bullshit. Bottom line, bullshit.
Again, it looks cool, but it's just so stupid.
But it does. But that's the definition of the show. It looks cool. Don't think, just consume.
Right.
Now everybody freaks out. Here comes the explosion. Let's get the good shot of it coming down the mountain. I want to get a good, shot of that.
The mountain.
Guyladriel's coming down that mountain. Yeah, that was a bad one. I know.
So, real quick, how did Adar and the orcs plan to survive this?
They were going to be underground
in the water caves that they
maybe they were going to be all the way at the watchtower where it maybe might not have hit them.
All right. And I need to make a recommendation for everyone here. Don't watch this episode. Go watch the Fires of Pompeii season 4 episode 2 of Doctor Who, where it also sees people causing an eruption. It makes so much more sense how people can do it, and it's an awesome episode.
All right, there it is. That's hell on earth. I would
recommend ghost stories before you watch this.
No. Stop making me think of that. But all right, this is hell on earth, right there.
That's a solid wall of death headed straight for you.
Yeah, everyone's getting melted.
Yeah, and that's why this is the greatest part of the whole show.
And
even though there's episode 2 and 3,
she's only going to get blinded by this.
And then put on a blindfold so people don't know she's blinded.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just going to teleport away. He's going to be fine. And here she is, just
also Adar. There's a very brief shot of the barn, but Adar escaped as well.
He escaped. Yeah, I forgot to mention that in my review.
They can't show the buildings bursting into flames right before they hit Guyladriel.
Look at that. That is destruction personified.
Yeah, it's just going to be a Cheeto storm in the next
Adar's
episode.
Gone, and she's going to close her eyes. I'm just going to close my eyes. And boom.
Magically survive just pure death.
We get Cheetos Guyladriel next week, and we're gonna make fun of that. All right, taking bets. How many people are gonna do a Cheetos Guyladriel thumbnail?
Not me.
Not me. That's too easy. That's
I need a good shot of it. Like it can't be what we've seen before.
Yeah.
But if there's like one of Guyladriel and Muriel like doing the arm thing in the Cheetos, yeah, I'll do that.
I haven't been reviewing this show on my channel, but I might, just for the hell of it, make a thumbnail with Cheetos Guyladriel on it.
Do it. Just for the hell
of it. I might do it for my best buddy streams on Friday.
Right. We did it in under 3 hours, guys. We did it in under 3 hours this week.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a miracle.
Man,
all right, so that was crap.
I want to talk about how this episode, I'm just a casual viewer, honestly, but this episode made me angry. To a degree that the other episodes didn't, because I felt like my intelligence was insulted by how much stupid was in this episode.
Yeah.
But it's also, previously, I thought the writers were just lazy and incompetent and maybe pushing a political agenda for no reason. But now I just think the writers are actually stupid. They think that they're smart. They think that they're clever. Clearly, with that whole plot of collapsing the watchtower, the perfectly defendable watchtower. They thought they were being clever, but they're just not. They're that stupid and that arrogant. They're actually putting their stupidity on display for the world to see and expecting accolades, and then bitching that people are ists and phobes for not liking their garbage.
I think you're wrong. I think they're not stupid. I think they're just pure retarded. I think they're just pure on
they're just bad at their job.
Yeah.
Mentally impaired. Okay.
And there's a classic Doctor Who quote from Daleks that I always love to use in situations like this. These people are acting as if their incompetence is an achievement. Love that classic Doctor Who quote.
That's great. Yeah. Anyway, what else can we say about this? We've been pretty on top of every little bad point on this. Do you have anything else?
I was prepared to like this episode because I thought, oh, we'll finally get a battle scene. We'll finally get some action. But it was just.
I was prepared to hate it.
Yeah,
it's normie consumer bait. That's all it is.
You're right.
You're
absolutely right.
The moment I knew this was going to be the episode that they had a battle, that was like, okay, this is when they're going to hook everybody. Because people are just going to turn off their brain. They're going to watch a bunch of swords fly around. They're going to watch Fireball. And then they're going to be like, oh, greatest thing ever. They're going to Sessler clap.
Yeah, the stands are saying that this is the best episode. Like, IGN gave it 10
out of 10. Yeah, we're going to talk about that tomorrow. I mean, FNT covered it last night. But this is what we're going to be able to start making videos on at the beginning of next week. When we cover the Fallout every week. The stands and the shills and go, this is great. You see, the slow burn was worth it. And then we can all just say, no, here's why it was all bad. We just spent 2 hours, 45 minutes showing you why this was bad in
terms of story, I think
detail.
This was the worst episode so far.
Because, like you said, it's insulting to intelligence.
Yes.
It's not just bad dialogue and butchering of lore, which makes us mad enough. It's treating us as though we can't see that you're breaking the laws of physics.
Yes.
And geography and time and laws of everything.
Reality.
Yes.
Well, this episode fantasy, really, but there's still some form of realism that has to be there.
Yeah.
This episode really reminded me of a Fast and the Furious movie, and people's reaction to it is just turn off your brain and consume. And the reason that that's a problem, it does make sense, but that's a disconnect in intention versus execution. Fast and Furious movies know exactly what they are. Yeah. They intend to be that, and they execute their intentions. This show is intending to be highbrow, Tolkien intelligent, and then they come off as Fast and Furious. That's where most of our criticism lies, in that disconnect between intention and execution.
And a lot of the articles use the excuse, well, it's just a fantasy show, you can make up whatever you want. It's like, no,
that's the shit they do.
It's exactly the opposite is the case. In a fantasy show, it needs to be more grounded in reality so that the fantastical elements, you're still able to suspend your disbelief. It's like it's exactly backwards to say that, oh, if it's fantasy, you can just ignore physics or you can ignore this, that, and the other. It's like, no, it needs to be more.
No, there are rules that must be followed.
Need more attention to detail, more attention to practical physics and effects to sell it. It's like, it's exactly the opposite of that excuse.
Yeah.
But Jed hit on it that basically they want you to just turn off your brain.
Yeah.
But that then plays into, but then also like Fast and the Furious knows that it's a ridiculous show. It knows that it's fun. And that plays also into like my favorite show is G Gundam. Out of all the Gundam series, it is one of the stupidest, over-the-top ones. Robots that become Super Saiyans, but it knows it's ridiculous. Yes, it knows that it's ridiculous.
It's self-aware.
And over the top. And that's what I love about it.
Turn off your brain stuff is okay and fun if it's self-aware.
Yeah.
Yes. It is.
But at least the fight scenes are good in G Gundam. Maybe over the top.
I'm reviewing it on my channel. The fifth one came out today, and we revealed Argo Gulski, and he's just this hulking behemoth that can take a punch and just laughs it off. That's fun. This isn't. This is mind-numbingly
because they also
stupid.
Not only are they insulting our intelligence, they also continuing insult us.
Yes.
Direct shots at us constantly with their pre-show virtue signaling and their in-show insulting that all men suck. I'm Guyladriel. Shut up, you petty lord. Don't look at me, white boy. All that shit.
Eat your tongue.
That shit. Eat your tongue. I can see better than you in this one. It's just, it never ends. And that's why we push back, because you can have strong, powerful female characters without insulting the world and making everybody look like shit to make them look better. I mean, of course, Aaron Deere is going to look like shit when he can't do horse acrobatics. Of course, he's been proven to be shit anyway. But all right. So we got 2 weeks left of this. Next week, I don't look at the trailers. I don't know what's going to happen. I just know that we are one episode closer to the Halbrand Sauron reveal that will make us allow us to go like ha 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 to every idiot that tried to pretend he wasn't Sauron for the past nearly 2 months now. At the same time,
and then
go ahead.
It's going to bolster that Guyladriel was always right. All of her awful decisions were always right, and that she was always correct.
Yeah.
That Halbrand was a bad guy, and all of his reasonable suggestions were wrong.
Which is why it's going to be even greater, crossing my fingers, when they have him drill her up the ass and have them do it to appease the shipping community and to try and fool us one more time before it happens.
I hope that's all of episode 8. Just
it has to
an
be
hour.
It has to be drawn out. They're going to draw it out somehow, but I hope it happens because
I don't think they will.
I think they have. I hope
We
they
didn't
do.
get any
It's just like queer baiting.
We didn't get any
It's
dwarves this
queer
episode. I
baiting.
think we're going to be stuck in a Stranger Dangerland next episode with the Harfoots. I don't think we're going to get
I guess we'll get more feminine.
Yeah.
Be more. They might have
But they're
completed
not
the
going to
forge.
actually show. They're not actually going to show Halbrand and Guyladriel together because it's supposed to be like queer baiting.
Oh, I don't need the
so
actual sex
we
scene.
want these.
I just need post-coitus. All I need is post-coitus.
I want it
evidence.
all.
I would take it. All I need is post-coitus to show me that they did it, so that I can rub their nose, everybody's nose it, and say, "You're gonna, like Dermy just said, they're gonna preach it how Guyladriel was always right, but he was right in her."
Yeah.
And it's just gonna. How is that empowering? When he took and next episode we're gonna get right before they do it. And again, I'm just trying to think, and I'm these are receipts so that if I can be proven right or not, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Right before they do it, as he's seducing her, it's gonna be the line the I once had a husband line is gonna happen.
Oh, that's true.
That's where it kind of makes sense. During them coming together, they're gonna be commiserating in the aftermath of the destruction of Mount Doom. Something's gonna happen. I need to find. I need to feel something. Oh, she's gonna feel something.
Halbrand can be her rebound boy.
Yeah, I think it's going to be revealed in the post-coitus conversation you're talking about. It's like, oh, you're so much better than my husband was. So we're going to find out about Celeborn.
They'll be lying in bed and she'll say, I had a husband. Something like I feel like that's the way they're going to do it, and that's the way they insert that line, because we know from Az giving us a spoiler that he'll reveal I've had many names, and that's going to be a stand-up thing. Something's going to happen.
I think that's in the final episode. Yeah.
That's the final episode. And then he vanishes in front of her.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the cliffhanger at the end of the last episode.
That's he's going to be Sauron, and again we can go, ha ha ha, yeah. Oh, you thought Mr. Wizard was Meteor Man? Oh, you thought it was Sauron? Oh no, yeah, we told you.
I'm just looking forward to the Harfoots getting killed off.
A lot of them are going to die.
That was going to happen. Yeah,
the black leader guy is going to get killed.
Yeah, Lenny Henry's going to die. We already know that.
I don't see how anyone can believe. I mean, after the little looks and exchanges between Adar and Halbrand in this episode, I don't see how anyone can deny that he's Sauron. I mean,
it's all right there.
So freaking obvious now. I don't.
Yeah, it's been obvious. Looks can be deceiving.
Looks can be deceiving.
It's all there for the taking, and we are going to take our leave now. We're done. Right. We have made it. We're just under 3 hours. I want to thank everybody being here. Let's go around the horn. Jock, my friend, what you got going on?
I'm going to pimp my website, MrHook.net. There's a link at the top of that
Do I have
homepage that leads to my the map supplements that I make for generic RPG games.
Link in the description below.
Yep.
Already there. Excellent. All right. Check it out. Jed, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Well, shut up. Dermy, what you got going on? No, I'm kidding. Jed,
what I got.
Go ahead, Jed, what you got going on?
Just my normal daily videos. Let's see if I survive next week's Rings of Power to come back here for next week. It was tough this week. It nearly killed me. But I will be back on this channel tomorrow for the roundtable. And for everyone who needs some good stories, I recently purchased some Rippaverse merch. Got them in. Got the first issue. Reading my first comic book. Or bought my first comic book. So
all right. Well, you let us know how it is, man.
So far, it's good.
That's good. Excellent. That's good to hear. We want Eric July to succeed because he's paving the way for a lot of us who want to take that path of independent production. Dermy,
you can also buy my two books. My two books
Right
are right
there.
there. You can buy those too.
Yeah.
Okay, so
self-clipping's okay around here. All right, Jeremy, what you got going on?
Before I pimp my shit, I'm just gonna say fuck you, Jed. You have your ice on before I have mine, so you can go suck a dick. No, check out my YouTube channel, Dermy Wormy. I've been posting basically kind of like media news stories and stuff like that every day. I do reviews on Saturday of G Gundam. Started doing Anime Odyssey with Adam and stuff, and then I guess check out my Twitch. I don't do much over there anymore except for watch parties on Thursday where I watch Rings of Power and Suffer. And then also on my channel I've been doing some more gaming streams. And yesterday I did Best Buddy stream with my buddy that went to high school with. He's in Michigan now, so he came on and we played Gundam Evolution. Such a broken game, but it was still fun.
Excellent. Link also in the description below. And yes, Dermy is now one of my co-hosts along with Anime Man 73 on Anime Odyssey, and he has chosen our show for next month. I'll announce it now and repeat again tomorrow. We're doing part 1 of season 1 of 86, or also known as The 86. It's a relatively new show, came out last year. Really gritty, really hardcore. In the end, I do like it. It was good. And season 1, part 2 really made it better. We're only doing part 1 of season 1, but season 1, part 2, we will recommend it because it kind of it makes it better in the end. Anyway, so we'll catch that. I believe it's October 19th.
Yes, October 19th. I have it in my calendar.
Okay, yeah, it's October 19th. We'll be back for that. Anyway, all right. And as Jed said, join us tomorrow on the roundtable, 2 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back to discuss the week's events, including this, a little bit of what's going on in the MCU. The MCU looks like it's in chaos right now. It looks like it's in chaos. Deadpool 3 is not a good sign, if you ask me. I've said that in a couple streams already. We'll talk about it more tomorrow. Maybe we'll talk a little Andor. There'll be a little bit of She-Hulk. Dre will not be joining us, but Dre has a message for all of you. What do you want, Derby?
I forgot. Completely slipped my mind. Subscribe to the Legion of Memers channel because things are about to start moving over there, and the Legion of Memers is about to start doing.
I didn't even know they had a channel.
Moves.
I didn't know they had a channel.
Yep, they have a YouTube channel. Right now, it's just like shorts and maybe small videos of the memes that are getting posted on FNT.
Okay.
But we have some stuff about to start happening over there.
All right, so Legion of Memers channel. I did not know that. That's very cool.
I'll check that out. That sounds cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
All right, so check that out, guys. And yeah, the Legion's been teasing this surprise for 2 or 3 weeks now. Teasing something's gonna come out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think today we made a big move, not gonna specify what, and they've made a decision to start doing stuff. Might happen around the meetup time that Saturday once everything's done. Something might pop up. So
all right. Well, I'm sure we will be alerted to that by the time it happens. We'll probably be able to make fun of whoever the target is on that Sunday's roundtable. I have no idea.
It's not a target. I'm not gonna specify that. Just subscribe to the channel. Things are about to start moving over there.
I'm just spitballing, but whatever's going to happen, we'll probably be able to comment on it that Sunday's roundtable. Anyway, chat, you guys were great. We love you. You're the reason we do this in the end. Without you, we are nothing. We hope you enjoyed it, whether you're watching live or on the replay. Thank you for being here. We'll catch you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel for the same bad show. And we will catch you then. Take it easy, everybody. You have a good night or day wherever you may be. Good night. Oops, there we go.
Be on your guard. There are older and fouler things than orcs in the deep places of the world.
You know we're at war!
From the beginning, we knew she couldn't do this alone. Every good quest needs a fellowship.
But you have not seen what I have seen.
I have seen my share.
You have not seen what I have
seen. We don't change anything, but we interpret everything in this incredible, unique way. everyone was cast because they were the absolute best person for the role.
One thing we can do, better than any creature in all Middle-earth, we stay true to each other. With our hearts even bigger than our feet.
Second Age is the great unfilmed story in Tolkien's entire Legendarium, with the forging of the rings and the last alliance. And we felt that that was the story that deserved to be told.
There's a tempest in me. It swept me to this island for a reason.
Owlish beard! Enough with the quail sauce. Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
Looks like meat back on the menu, boys! Snackle now.